Hello and welcome to the Shifty Podcast, where three transatlantic friends get together to talk about games, movies, TV, food and everything in between. It is a full house today. I am joined by the trifecta of Shifty Crab. It is myself, and I am joined by the best beard in the business, Mr. Vince Haley. Vince, how are you?
Adam, doing well. Got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, and I'm very interested to see if you guys have probably watched some of the things I have over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to breaking it down. It's been a while since we've had all three of us on here as well. It'll be good to get through everything. Also joining us, he is back from exile. He is back from his illness and plague that he's had for the last couple of weeks. It is Mr. Terry Jeffs. Terry, how are you doing?
That's relative, how am I doing? I still feel like shit. I can't seem to shift this plague. It's just like within the house. I think someone's hexed my
plague
my house.
On both your houses.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah,
pissed someone off somewhere. How long? Like it feels like at the minute. It feels like time is a flat circle. Like as Matthew McConaughey, the late great Matthew McConaughey.
Late
is he dead?
No, he's just really badly punctual. Like he's always late.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. It feels maybe I've got it wrong. It feels like it's the longest I've not been on air. Is it?
Yeah. You've missed.
How long's it been?
As let me look at the counter. You have missed 424 hours. No, I think you've missed 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's the longest. It's your longest break. So welcome
back.
back.
I miss you guys. No, it's good to be back.
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad all three of us are here. First of all, what is everyone drinking? Like, apart from probably Lemsip for Terry, but
I was just drinking a good old cup of tea, and now I'm just drinking water.
Okay, Vince, are you on? You got the Blue Moons there, or are you on your weird craft ale, craft ale stuff, or?
No, I'm just drinking some tea as well.
Drinking some tea.
Yeah, he's on the tea.
Like the old iron brew, getting the
What tea are you drinking, Vince?
Oh, it's just some store-bought, pre-bottled tea.
Oh, it's iced tea, is it? Fake tea.
So nothing like
fake tea.
Fake tea. Sometimes you just gotta have that little hit.
Yeah.
Then you have the hot tea later to remind you that this is actually the good shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then you if you got to make hot tea, you got to like start boiling some saucepan on a stove like some fucking hobbit or something. You don't have kettles.
We don't. No. Well, probably not in the traditional sense, but there are kettles out there.
Yeah. So like
the whistly ones from the 80s.
If you were going to make
pretty much
super noodles or pack noodles, like, do you just have to literally put them in cold water in a pan? And, like, do you have to boil the water in a pan first before you put the noodles in?
Yeah. Well,
man, that's so slow.
Yeah.
So how long would it take you to make a pack of noodles on a stove, like on a
or a pot noodle? What do you do with pot noodles?
They don't have them in America, do they? Because they don't have a kettle.
Like cup noodles and stuff, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, you just boil it in the water.
But then it's but
you have it in the pot.
It comes in a pot. You put the water into the pot. Do you have them?
It doesn't. Yeah, like pack ramen.
No. Ramen goes into the pan.
Yeah.
The water goes into the. It comes in like a basically like
plastic container, like
a plastic container, a bit like a Pringles tub, like
right.
And then you pour the water into that.
Yeah, you gotta boil the water separately.
Yeah, but this is like no, a kettle just is the way forward. Like this is like the cavemen showing fire. Like I don't understand this concept of how America, who are the laziest planet, the laziest country on earth, have not gone.
Well, of course,
just use a kettle.
Nah, too lazy to invent the kettle.
I read into this. It all comes down to voltage and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know this? Yeah, it's just
you told
really
us
weird.
This is your go-to fact. I think you've told us this on about 4 different podcasts.
This is my party trick. It's so exciting when I'm like, hey guys, do you know why Americans don't have kettles? Like, oh, for fuck's sake. Here he goes again.
Surely there's a way around that.
I mean, coffee pot will probably be the next.
That's
something
that we don't. He's got us there. He's whacked out the ace in the hole. We don't have really. That's not a thing.
A coffee
It's
pot.
not a thing.
Yeah, you know, like how like
What's
Yeah.
off?
you see it like in every. It's probably not just movies, but I just associate that you see it in every single movie. Like everyone goes like in the morning and they just get their coffee and it's like it's made.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. Yeah.
We-made in the coffee pot.
Oh, yeah. Some people may have that, but
Yeah,
it's
we
not
used to
like
have one at work. Yeah, but
that's
isn't it-
very rare. Like I don't know anyone that has that. You know,
Yeah, but that's a lot of pre-planning.
over here it's just
You
a
can't
bit
just
of,
run in the house and go, well, you've still got to, someone's got to put that filter in, put the coffee in, and then let that brew. It doesn't just automatically make itself. Someone has to start the process.
Well, yes, unless you get one that has a timer on it, then yeah. You put the filter in the coffee in a night before, you turn the timer on.
True.
Next morning, boom, coffee's ready
But
to go.
if you were making a hot tea, you have to
Yeah.
plan 50 minutes out of your schedule to, one, light the stove, get your pan, put your water in, and then get your tea
Light
bag.
the stove. Okay.
Well, yeah, but if Terry wants a cup of tea, he flicks a switch, scratches his balls, pours it in the thing, and walks away. Like, it's done. Like, he's got time to scroll a bit of Twitter, and it's
yeah.
and he's done within like.
He's got that 5-minute brew downtime. You know, you just have a quick.
But what I will say, and I don't know if is this commonplace in America. I know it's becoming more common here. The taps that have instant boiling water, are they
No.
more? No, you're not even there yet. Okay.
I have not seen this. Yeah.
Have you not seen? Oh, they're amazing. Like, you've got your normal tap,
Yeah,
and then they've got a tap next
Right.
to it, which is
my parents have got
unlimited
one of those in their
instant
kitchen.
boiling water. So you just pour it straight in, and
It's pretty cool.
yeah,
It's pretty cool.
You don't want to fuck that
Just
up though. You don't want to get the wrong one.
No.
Yeah. Oh my god, I want one of those taps, and I don't even
They
drink
are
tea or
cool,
coffee.
yeah.
Just to be able to go instant hot water. There you go. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it feels like it's the greatest hits. Next, we'll talk. I do want to talk about fast food before we move on to anything else.
Of course,
Like-
Oh,
of
boy.
course.
This will probably be more for Terry. What is we've spoke about this many times, but just to recap, what is the best item of food you can get at Burger King?
The jalapeno
Nothing.
cheese bites.
The chili
Trash.
cheese bites. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
McDonald's are doing it at the moment, and they're the exact
Ooh.
same.
Really?
It's the same things. Like the texture, the taste, everything is identical. I'm pretty sure they are the same thing. They're doing them as their special for this month. So there's no mozzarella dippers. They're now doing the chili cheese bites. So
Oh boy, I did have the chicken Big Mac.
you had
That's how
it.
you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy it.
Good. And it was like, holy shit! It's like, how has this not been a thing before? This just seems right. You know?
Have you had a chicken
just-
Big Mac yet, Vince?
No.
No. No, he's
No.
only red meat, big
It's
beard.
it
Caveman.
just works. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, this should be a staple. It should always be on the menu now.
Yeah, it was when I was in Egypt. That was the one you could have. Really, it was the one that they didn't have the other one.
They didn't have a normal Big Mac.
Not in the one near us. They only did like a special menu, and
Wow.
I think you could if you went to, like into a different one. But the one across the
Yeah.
road from the hotel, it was chicken Big Macs. You could get there,
Mm.
and that it was the Grand Big Mac. So their chicken Big Macs were double chicken Big Macs, like all of them.
Mm.
That was just as standard. It was ridiculous. But yeah,
God, you're making me hungry.
I know,
I forgot how much this podcast makes me hungry. God damn it.
I know. Like,
Happens, yeah.
it's so good. I was watching a video about American. Well, it was a TikTok. It was American fast food versus British fast food from the same restaurants. The size difference.
Oh, that's
I know it's been out.
I
I
think I was telling you guys about this before. I forgot the name of the YouTube channel. I watched all this stuff. It's
Yeah.
really interesting.
It's ridiculous. The size difference.
They get out each thing and then it not just the size difference, but it's like the different menu items as
Yeah.
well. It's really interesting. Like it's like different sauces and different things that you get, and obviously a lot of stuff that we talk about, like Vince says, "Oh, like KFC, can we have all this shit?" And I'm
With
like,
your
"What? What the fuck?
biscuits.
We don't get any of that." Like, but yeah, it's quite
The size
quite
difference. Though,
interesting.
like I couldn't
The
believe it
size
when they pulled out
differences,
the
it's
drink,
ridiculous.
and it's basically the big cups there are like a gallon or whatever it is. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Although
it's like
There was a lot of
like,
there was a lot of interesting
It's
points
large,
in some of the. I can't remember what restaurants it was, but like I can't remember if it was like the chips or the drinks where there was very minimal difference in like what you were getting, like
Yeah.
between like the medium and large. It was like there was nothing. In some cases, I think the medium had more in. Not
Yeah.
like it was just like
That's how
some
they
weird
get you.
shit going on here.
But yeah,
Mhm.
like I couldn't believe like Noah could swim in a large American drink. Like it is ridiculous. It's like a swimming pool. But yeah, that blew my mind. But yeah,
Shit, I can't remember the name of that channel now.
I need to find it again. I was
really
watching Good Mythical Morning, and they did the taste test of Coca-Cola, but from different countries.
Yeah.
And they said that the one that tastes the most different is American, because obviously you use corn syrup.
Yeah.
Which obviously nowhere else in the world really does. So it was it's not saying it tastes better or worse, but they said, it's very easy to tell which one the American one is because it tastes so different to the others. Like, especially I think it was like Dr. Pepper as well and stuff like that. It was very obvious.
Got a lot of corn. You got to put it somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Put it somewhere.
American, known for their corn.
Put it in the alcohol. Put it in the drink. Put it, whatever.
You do a lot of stuff with corn, don't you? Or you just
of course, yeah.
Corn dogs. That's weird.
But like
that's
bourbon,
not even
bourbon.
I know it's not even corn, but you just have corn. Like everything's got a corn version.
But bourbon is basically like the majority of that is made from corn. Like yeah. So it's like obviously it replaces all sugar. What else? I don't know. What else do you do with it?
I was, and you moved on to something there.
Yeah, you eat it. Yeah.
You eat it, but
and shit it out just the same way it came in.
Like God intended. Bourbon. You reminded me that I was reading a really fascinating thing. That obviously everyone's party trick is when someone says, "Oh, do you want a Jack Daniels? It's a nice whiskey." They go, "Actually, it's a bourbon," and we've all done it. I
tend to do that,
but it's not.
It is though.
It's not. This is the thing. I agreed with you. I thought, well, it is a bourbon, but it's not because Jack Daniels call it a whiskey. So
yeah.
It's made the same way. Just because it can classify as both and is more similar to a bourbon doesn't mean it's not a whiskey. And Jack Daniels call it a whiskey, therefore it's a whiskey. Like
look, I know that. I'm saying technically, like if you look at it, how it's made and what it is a bourbon, but it's just because it's like a trademark thing that Jack Daniels call it. It's trademarked as Tennessee whiskey, which is its own thing, but it is technically a bourbon. But yeah, it's like
I agree with you, but it was a very fascinating.
Look, all I'm telling you is I don't have it at hand right here, but I have a bourbon Bible, right? And it has,
of course you
it's
do.
It's
you do.
It's a really cool book. And it literally lists every bourbon there is, like even like these really rare ones, and Jack Daniels is in there, and every variant of it. And that's where I found out about it. It tells you actually it's a bourbon.
Is this the same book that tells you about kettle voltages?
Yeah, that's a different book.
Oh, okay.
That's the kettle Bible I got. Yeah.
So, just before we move on to more important matters, how much, Terry, do you want to buy an Xbox just so you can have those Sonic the Hedgehog controllers?
They do. I'm not sure if I'm into the furry controllers. That's the only.
They're going to get so dirty so quick. Imagine if you use some Cheetos or something and with those controllers, it's game over. Like you're never getting that.
If it was just like a normal controller, blue, I could be down for that.
It'd be great to have on the wall, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was tempted. That's always like just to put them on the wall. Like these furry controllers. I wonder if there's any other games where they could have novelty controllers that weren't just color schemes.
The Resident Evil 4 controller, do you remember that?
No, what was that?
No.
It was like for the PlayStation 2. It was like an actual.
Oh, the fucking chainsaw, wasn't it?
Chainsaw, yeah.
Oh,
it was like an actual chainsaw that was somehow you could use it as
that can't be easy to use.
No, but it's weird. That's the weirdest one I can think of. That was some random shit.
Yeah. Can you think of any events that would be?
That would work as a...
Yeah, well, maybe not changing the whole layout, but like something that you can do as a texture and color thing that would be good for a game. Like, I suppose it's quite difficult.
That's difficult. Yeah, because controllers generally have to stay one unique shape. Because
yeah, because of button mapping.
It's all really just a molding thing as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just reuse the same mold.
What could you do? What would be one that
could?
Like Batman Batarang, maybe.
Yeah, if
the
you
OPS
added some flamboyant bits to it, I guess, around the outside or the
just give it some more just some more edges, like some pointy edges.
Could do it with Superman, but it's like it's kryptonite.
Mm.
It's like green and more like jewel like, I guess.
Remember those prototype PS3 controllers?
Yeah.
What do they call them? Like the banana ones or whatever they were called.
They looked weird.
They were really weird looking.
Glad they didn't go down that path.
Yeah.
I saw a hot take the other day, and it made me laugh. Like, it said the GameCube is the game equivalent of ska music. Like, it's just it's just that genre. It's like, it's there, it's good, but it's its own thing, and nothing really comes near it. It's just
GameCube is very Marmite. You either like it, so the controller for the GameCube. Some people think that literally is the best controller ever, and it's like,
they're incorrect.
Yeah, but I always appreciate Nintendo for just doing it everything's so different. Like, I definitely prefer the GameCube controller over the N64. I've never liked the N64 controller. I don't think there's a single person out there that knows how to hold that properly. I don't think even Nintendo knows how you're meant to hold that.
I do.
Properly.
It's in a drawer. And never held.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't work. Like, maybe, I don't know. I don't even know how you meant to hold it. But GameCube, actually, at least was trying to do some cool different things.
Yeah.
Like with the controller, I quite liked it. But
although too many fucking buttons.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Way too many buttons. I'm glad we've kind of universally gone to the 4 face buttons, 2 joysticks, D-pad, and 2 bumpers, 2 triggers. Like, this is so easier. So much easier.
Oh, yeah. It's everything has evolved to where it needs to be now.
Yeah.
I can't see it going much different.
Well, let's see what the Switch do next. Like Nintendo do, because they always do their own thing. We have this universal layout, and Nintendo's like, nah. Like,
we tried that, no thanks.
No, we don't do. You don't do universal. But yeah, I guess PlayStation and Xbox anyway. Like, they've.
I find it so interesting though to look through, like, you see the controllers through history and see how, and it is always normally Nintendo that is the one that's kind of set the precedent, and everyone else kind of copies afterwards. But they basically invented the D-pad and the A and B buttons, and then they invented the shoulder buttons. Then they invented the back trigger.
Yeah, which was it? I don't know which one came first. Did the PlayStation 2 invent the analog stick, or was it the
N64?
N64 had it, didn't it? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So,
the PS1 had the analog stick.
No,
PS1. Because when the PS1 came out, it just had the D-pad.
But then they brought it out for Ape Escape.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and then N64 came out, and then they brought the DualShock out for Ape Escape, and I think it was along the same time as Metal Gear Solid as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like, it was Nintendo that actually did. But and then again, SNES did the actual shoulder buttons first, and then PS1 did the shoulder buttons. So
you two are both pretty big Nintendo fans, as in in like the history of those games. Do you know what Nintendo as a company was created when they were created? What they actually made?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Playing cards.
Yeah, it's playing cards.
Yeah, back in the 1800s, that was.
Yeah.
The 1800s, huh?
Yeah, Nintendo began a very long time. Yeah, and then they evolved. They've always been a toy company, so they did lots of other toys and things, like really weird stuff. If you look at all their history before they actually started doing electronics. Yeah.
Look at us being almost informative.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, enough of that shit. Well, we're going to talk about what we've been playing, what we've been watching.
Right.
I know, Terry, you haven't played much Elden Ring over the last.
I really haven't, and I've been really I've been so busy over the last week or so, and so I've not had much time to play stuff. But I see on Slack you guys messaging about so and so boss and this out. I'm like, get so jealous, and I'm like, oh man, I really need to get on Elden Ring. It's not out of choice. I've just literally haven't had a chance, or I've literally been exhausted every night, and I just thought, I can't do it. But
some things some things it's better that you've waited, because maybe some things have got slightly easier with the patch. But,
so tell me about this patch. What have they?
So Vince, well, I suppose this is Tales of the Tarnished. We'll do this bit and get out of the way, but we'll try and keep it as spoiler free as possible, so we won't go into story beats, but we can talk about areas that we're in and stuff like that to an extent. Vince, you know more about this patch because basically all you've done for the last week, Vince, is every time everything I spoke about on the podcast with you, you've systematically messaged me afterwards going, can't do that anymore. Nope, that's nerfed. Like, can't do that. So
what?
Yeah, they've nerfed a lot of stuff, but also in another breath made some other stuff very powerful. So Vince, what was in this patch?
Ooh, there's a new patch. So let's see. Now this is 1.03.2. Okay, so this is a newer patch.
Oh god, they've done another one.
Let me go find 0.03 because it doesn't change a whole lot. It's just kind of debuffing some things.
It took out some cheese points.
It kind of did.
It definitely did, because the fire giant had an easy way of killing it, and now you can't do it. Well,
that makes sense. Let's see. So they added NPC markers to the map. So when you meet an NPC, it adds a marker to the map showing where that NPC is.
That's good, because I always if there was like a vendor, I would like add it tag. And I never know what icon to use. I'm like, what do I put for a shop? I was like, I put the house, whatever it was, like icons. Like, I don't know. I'm getting confused between my own markers.
So this is just kind of going down the list here. Did that add new quest phases for some NPCs? Nephalia Lou, thank goodness, has gotten more to her quests, which just kind of ends at some point, and I'm just like, okay, I guess you're just down here. Nephalia Lou?
Who's that?
She is the hero you can meet in Round Table Hold, who is the daughter of what the fuck is his name? The main Round Table Hold guy.
Oh, I met her. She's now at the Round Table. What, can I go back talk to her again, and there's now more to do?
There's a lot more to do. Like, she's summonable as part of the Omen killer that we talked about last time. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So after that, she's like downstairs, where near the
she's outside his main room, and she's in the hallway next to the twins. Is that her?
Next to the twins, yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, she's downstairs.
Yeah, she's downstairs
by the blacksmith. The stairs by the blacksmith. She's down there for me.
No, she's not. Maybe it's a different person. But
it's
the daughter, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the daughter.
I summoned her to help me fight. She was outside for me to fight. Who's the main one in Storm thingy, whatever it's called, that castle? Who's the main one?
Godric?
Yeah, she fought Godric with me, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of her quest. There's the other boss, well, you talk to her after that, then you talk to Godric, and then you go away. She's also part of Celovus's quest. He gives you a potion to give to her.
Yeah.
And it's up to you whether to give it to her or not. But you talk to her after you help her beat Godric. Then she's also summonable. No, you talk to her again before you get to the Omen Killer.
Oh, okay.
And then you go fight the Omen Killer as she's summonable. And then other things happen that causes her to move downstairs. They added another part of her quest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Added summonable NPCs in multiple situations. Increased number of patterns of objects players can imitate using Mimic Veil. Added background music for nighttime, which is good.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Bunch of bugs. Balance fixes, which is the most important part. Increase the drop rate of smithing stones for some enemies, which is great. Mm-hmm. Increase shields effectiveness. Increase the damage for spark, aromatic, and poison spray mist. I know, Adam, you use poison spray mist?
Nope, I use rot, and they've buffed it.
Right.
They've nerfed it. So
they've nerfed it? Yep. Well, there you go. Increase effect duration for a couple other things. Increase HP healing for Torrent, which is great. Because that was just awful watching that bar slowly rise, feeding him raisins.
I didn't even know you could heal Torrent.
Yeah, that's what you use the Roa seeds for.
I didn't know that.
You make them into raisins. And then,
I've never.
I thought
they just. In my life.
I just thought if he got hit, what's the point though? Because you can literally just like
resummon him using.
Resummon him.
Yeah,
you can, but he can also die, and you have to spend a flask in order to bring him back.
I've never seen.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I've just had it like where I've got hit a few times, and then I get dismounted and he disappears, and I thought, okay, and then I'll just completely
respawn him, and then
he very much has a health bar.
Okay.
Never fed him a thing in my life. He's probably anorexic in my game. He's never had a good meal.
Right. This is what Adam's most upset about. Decrease weapon skill, Sword of Night and Flames damage.
Fuck off.
Yeah. And decrease the damage of spirit summoned when using the item Mimic Tear Ash and change the spirit's behavior pattern.
Fuck off.
And then other enemy and weapon balance changes, which has been applied to Radon.
Yeah,
thank goodness.
So, I wanted to talk to you about this one specifically, because I beat him before the patch, and you had fought him quite a few times before the patch. So
sure fucking have.
How much easier was he after the patch? Was it minimal,
after the patch,
or you really noticed how much easier it was? What was the difference?
So I went back after patch and only went in one time.
Okay.
First try after patch, he was dead.
Is it that he didn't hit as hard, or that he didn't fire stuff as much, or what?
So they lowered his health seemingly pretty significantly, because like maybe a minute and a half into the fight, he was already at half.
Jesus.
And that was just by NPC summons. Like, I touched him maybe once or twice, did like 203 damage, and then backed away on Torrent. Like, I maybe hit him like 5 times in that fight, doing my own damage, but the rest was just NPCs. That fight maybe lasted 4 minutes, and he was dead.
That's ridiculous.
Like that. Yeah, they nerfed him pretty hard.
Because it's like a 20-minute fight before.
It can be, yeah. Like, it can take some time, but it is significantly better for some players and significantly worse. I mean, like, I even grinded levels when I first met him and went back later and still was getting my ass kicked pre-patch. So, yeah. Also, his the one magical spell that creates the balls around him, they don't track as much. Oh, and even if they do, their damage is significantly reduced.
So much easier.
Yeah, like I avoided every ranged attack he threw at me. As much as that.
Terry, you've got so much to look forward to.
You do, because this fight is still spectacular. Like, it's impressive. But they've made it easier, I want to say. I mean, again, I'm sitting at level
like the most powerful swords in the game.
Are they? Well, I need to go back and buy them
after the new thing, because it has a skill where you can, if you hold L2, it sucks everything in the area towards you, and then you can press. You can attack, and it hits everything at the same time with equal amount of damage. So you can do like mass damage in like if you level it up.
What level are you guys at?
Yeah, what are you at, Vince, at the moment?
I'm sitting at 96.
I'm 119.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my ass kicked.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Terry. We've each found the grinding bird. So it's been pretty
every time
great.
You shoot this bird with an arrow, which is from a big distance, it can't get anywhere near you, and there's a site of grace right next to you, it will turn and run off a cliff. Every time it does that, you get 11,000 runes. Like, so then you just reload it, do it again. You can make 11,000 every 4 seconds.
Why haven't they patched that? I wonder.
Do you know what? They've not only not patched it, they've now made it easier. Because it used to sometimes run and stop before falling off.
Where can I find this grinding bird?
You've got a ways to go.
Okay, is it like
not really?
No,
you just talked to her.
I'm still in Lingrave or whatever it's called. Yeah.
You can do it from Lingrave.
Okay.
No, you can't. No,
because he has to move to Lunaria of the Lakes.
You can go there. You'd have
the Roach Church.
You can avoid.
But you had to be Godric first.
No,
in order for him to
do.
move.
You can go around, can't you? You can take the hidden path.
Yeah, but for the NPC to move, you had to be Godric
Or Rodan.
or Radon. Okay.
He'll move for either of them.
Oh, because you had to have a Great Rune.
A Great Rune, yeah.
Right.
They're the two that you can pick from, yeah. Yeah.
Or Renala if you're going right past.
I can't. First of all, I can't find Renala.
Really?
I can't. I don't know how you get there.
Is she not still in the library?
Oh, is that Renala? That's not who I'm on about.
Okay.
There's another one that's somewhere near. I can't. There's a path that I need to get, and I cannot get there to do one of the big bosses. But the Fire Giant, I think, is very near end game for one of those story paths.
I mean, you're technically in end game. You have all the map unlocked.
Well, yeah.
So you're approaching end game pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I've still got some big bosses. I imagine I have to go back and find some of these bosses to kill before I can finish the game. But there's some.
That's entirely up to you.
Well, I think there's certain bosses that you have to kill, isn't there? Like, I think there's.
Yeah, there's basically. I think they broke it down between legends, greater enemy, and just enemy. Because the notification that pops up when you killed said boss, right? So I think it's some of the legends, at least, because Radon's a legend, and you don't have to kill him to progress the game.
No.
Unless you want to progress a specific storyline or quest line.
Have you finished that quest line yet now, Vince?
I'm part of the way through. Like, killed Radon, got the sword from Nokron, went back and talked to this character.
Nokron, did you?
I did some Nokron. It's not bad.
What did you think of the electric bugs, the electric blobs?
So that's actually in a different city, Noskela.
That's the one. Sorry, I always get them mixed up. Yeah.
They're not bad. The floating electric balls are worse.
Yeah, they're bad.
But
they're bad.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Especially when you're near water. Yeah. Those things fucking suck. But yeah, the balls, I was shocked because like I saw them being electric and thought they did electric damage when they hit you. No, they just blow up.
Yeah, and
into electric balls when you die, so you just roll away and you're fine.
Yeah, like there's some interesting enemies in those areas.
There are. Can't wait to see the ball that chases you though. What the fuck is up with that?
On the bridge?
On the bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one on the bridge and there's one in Nokron. If you like in a chapel looking area. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? Why does this ball keep hitting me? Apparently
it follows you. Where all the blobs fell as well.
No, there's like two kind of somewhat basic enemies in there. Oh, okay. I think they're like the Nox priests or something, but
basically there's one chapel. I can't remember where it is. So you have to move quick because if you don't, infinite amount of those electric blobs fall from the roof, and then you get locked in there with a ball as well. Yeah, and it's chaos. So yeah,
there's gotta be some great rune farming though. Just don't die.
Oh well, yeah, like it's a nightmare. But basically, what I was using, Terry, was the Sword of Night and Flame, or whatever it's called, which is an incredible sword. Like you can.
Is this the one you got early on?
I went and did the quest to get it as early as I could. You still need to be level 25 in intelligence and faith, so you still have to do a bit of farming to get there if you early game. And then I scaled it up all the way to. I did all the smithing stones up till the final one because I don't know how you do the dragon ones yet. You need a dragon stone to get to the top level of it. And it will if you hold L2 and press R1, it basically shoots out. It does a big area attack of flames come out the end of the sword. And if you hold L2 and R2, it does like a beam that directly hits whatever's in front of you. So you can hit quite far ranged, and it's a great sword to use as well. And I was defeating some bosses, like legendary bosses, in like 3 hits. Because I had the Mimic tier as well, which is a summons that summons yourself as a Mimic. So as a summons, and has all your level, all your abilities, all your weapons that you've got equipped. So it's like having a second version of you, fully leveled.
Yeah.
So there'd be two of you in a battle, and it was great because they could take a load of damage once they were leveled up, and I plowed through it. But then they nerfed the mimic tier so badly, it is now almost useless.
Oh really?
What the part of the game
does it not have much health, or has it not got much damage?
It doesn't use the abilities as much. So it mainly uses your weapon, but it won't use the abilities of the weapon too much.
Yeah.
It seems to not be able to take as much damage, and it doesn't seem to attack as much. They really seem to load it down, but I've found a new summons, which was quite hard to get. You had to beat a difficult boss. And this one that I've leveled up is ridiculous. It can cover the map in milliseconds, just flies, it's acrobatic, really quick, does bleed damage, like has a ranged attack, is really good. So I've been using that as well. I'm still using the Sword of Night and Flames. I tried the Blood River Katana, and that wasn't working for me. But the area I'm in is the Land of the Giants. Is brutal. Like, everything up here can fuck you up. Like, and I'm in the hundreds, and I've been in the hundreds for all the time I've been up here. And the boss that I'm on now, I won't spoil any of the mechanics of this boss because I want you guys to enjoy it yourself. But the boss that I did previous, which is the one that sat on the Elden Throne, like, I defeated that boss in first attempt within less than a minute. Before, like, found that one relatively easy because my loadout worked really well against it. And one attack from my sword basically took away half its health. Went in to do the fire giant, and if I can get to the fire giant, because the area is so big and its ranged attacks are ridiculous, like, I can do maybe 0.5% damage to it before it kills me. And its bar is huge. The most I've ever got it down to is...
So why is that? Why do you think... Why does it jump from...
It's just a really hard enemy. Like, it's really hard. Like, and there is a tactic to it. You've got to attack its feet, I guess, because it's a giant, which you do in the game. And it's got shackles on, but I can't even get it to the second stage of its fight. And it's so brutal. Every attack that it does, bar one, is basically an instant kill. And it can hit you anywhere on the map, basically at any time. And its area is so big, it's almost impossible to dodge. Like, you have to be underneath it, but it can roll out the way. It can do... It's ridiculous. And it used to have a cheese. So the cheese was, you would lead it up to the top. You'd use Torrent to double jump, like, kind of down and around, and it would walk off the top and fall, which was only like a 10-foot drop, and lose half its health. And you just do it again. You could kill it in about 2 minutes. But they've stopped it now. It won't walk off the cliff, which is fine. Yeah. I don't mind them doing that. But it is so hard to beat. And I changed my whole loadout. I tried it with bleed damage. I tried it with rot damage. I've tried it with poison. I tried it with sleep. Like, nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. So at the moment,
have you done that one yet, Vince, or not?
I don't think.
No, that's,
I don't think it's
like,
anywhere
very late
near
game.
me because I've been main questing and Vince is doing everything. So
Vince, are you still kind of going in like blind, or are you like using a guide with it now?
It depends. Like, certain quests, like Ronnie's quests, I use kind of a guide on because
that one gets a bit confusing.
Yeah, it kind of does, because Blide says he'll meet you at Nokron, and he's not at Nokron, but I looked up, like, where he could be in Nokron. Apparently, he's not there. He's stuck in an Everjail by Eugene, which was, like, an interesting twist on that. So,
I never got that bit.
You never got that bit, okay.
I didn't, he could, because he wasn't there, I just carried on with the other part of the quest. And it kind of sorts itself out in a way to the end point. But yeah.
Interesting. But some things like that I'll look up a guide for. Like, if I'm stuck or confused during a quest, I'll look up maybe parts of it, see the next steps, or some things like that. Or if there's like, if I just look up a boss, just see maybe like what they're weak against, what kind of strategy is best for it. If there's a summon for it, I'll see if that's part of a quest or not. Some minor things, like nothing like huge, like where you need to go or something. Because I'm in the Altus Plateau right now, and the way to get there is you need 2 pieces of the medallion. I had 1 piece and I didn't know where the fuck the other one was, so that I looked up. So I was kind of confused.
So it's whenever you start banging your head against a wall, you like kind of some kind of like I haven't made progression in hours, so let me see where maybe I need to go or something like that. I feel like that's how I wanted. Like that's how I've done it so far. I feel like that's how I want to do it, and I've really enjoyed doing that. Just not knowing a clue, like what's going to be around the corner or what I should be doing. Like just kind of that sense of discovery. I really enjoyed. So, but I know doing it that way is gonna, just take a very, very, very long time.
Oh yeah, and it's only supposed to take like 50 hours to beat the game.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I'm on hour like 46 or something.
Yeah,
nowhere near. Yeah,
not a chance.
Just the design of this whole game has been phenomenal. Like
Where is it? Who is this person?
Who's what person?
I'm trying to. I'm looking at the compulsory bosses.
Right.
Like, why have I not? How have I missed? Is it Morgott?
Morgott, yeah.
How have I missed Morgott? Have I missed Morgott?
I assume not, because I'm sure he's required. I'm pretty sure he's the boss of the capital. Right?
No, that's
another one.
That is who's that one? That is I can't remember. Godfrey, isn't he? Godfrey's the
Okay, yeah. Godfrey makes
sense.
Yeah.
First Elden Lord. Who have I not fought?
Who have you not fought?
There's
probably a lot, I'm sure.
Morgott is the Omen King.
Okay, yeah.
That
sounds right.
Maybe I haven't fought the Omen King then.
Well, there's the Omen King, the Omen Kill, and the Omen Killer, which is a different boss because it's not confusing enough. And there's Margit the Omenfell, which is the first required boss in the game.
Yeah, I did but
regardless. Yeah.
What was I saying? I've also got.
They're definitely not confusing with their names at all.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I haven't done the Godskin duo either. Where are they?
The Godskin.
It says this boss is not optional, but then when I look on compulsory bosses, it's like.
It seems to be optional.
Oh, I don't know. There's one that I'm trying to get to that I can't work out how to get to them. But anyway, I think by the looks of this list, I think I've got 1, 2.
Do not count all the bosses.
No, 4 compulsory ones left.
There you go.
That's where I'm at. But yeah, the game's great. But I got to the first point the other day where I was like, this is starting to become annoying. Like when there's a bit that I couldn't get past, but I stuck with it. I did a really cool chamber which got some armor that I'll never wear, but it was the whole thing was basically a puzzle.
Yeah, like they're big on their puzzles.
A puzzle of death.
Yeah.
Very platformy though. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But
I got to say, I'm absolutely amazed that. Well, first of all, that you even got the game, and that secondly, that you actually the extent that you're playing it at, because I don't think
all I want to do.
You even thought that would happen.
No, and I'll let you into a secret, Terry. All I want to do is beat this game before Vince, so I just have that.
Yeah,
I just have that. He may have beaten all of the others, but I beat Vince at Elden Ring before Vince, like. And then you know what? They can release all the DLC they want. Like, not interested. Like, I can rest easy knowing I've completed it. No, the game's great. There are many flaws with the game, though. but I think that the good ways outweighs the bad. Obviously, I do think that the UI is absolutely appalling. But like from loading up the game to like, here's a question: like summoning. How the hell does this work? Like, how I don't understand how you bring people into your game even if you wanted to.
Okay.
Like, and
what's the general question? Yeah.
Is that like, is it console specific? Like, or is it cross play? Yeah. Like, so
there's a cross play. Yeah.
You're playing, I presume, on Xbox, Vince.
Oh yeah.
So you couldn't join me in my PlayStation one.
No.
That's pointless.
Or PC, but yeah.
Well, I don't play the PC one because there's one thing. The PC one is almost unplayable.
Really?
And it's got worse after the patch. Yeah. I don't. The one thing I will say, and we have a lot of love for this game, is I don't think this should have got such high scores purely because of how bad the PC version is. It didn't get brought up in any of the reviews, really. And the PC version is really bad. Really bad. Like, and it's a lot of people are saying that, and I just don't think that's fairly been represented in the reviews. I'm not bitter about the reviews it's got, because the game itself deserves those reviews if you're reviewing it on the console versions and you state that, but they're just saying Elden Ring.
I think it's always tough with stuff like that, isn't it? Like, because like say like you're testing a game and you're playing, depending on whatever review it is, they'll normally say, what version's been tested.
PlayStation 5,
yeah, and say you've been having kind of minimal issues, but you know that there's really bad. Like, do you like negatively like reflect that in that review? I don't know. It's just like
it's an interesting question.
Like that, do you bring like a score? If you're talking about scores, like do you bring the score down because that that it runs badly on this platform and it probably you assume it's going to get patched and that's going to be fine. So that must be tough as well. Like imagine that when these people are like writing the reviews, like you're thinking, well, these problems I'm having now, that might not even be a problem when it actually comes to release. You know what I mean? Like, is it going to get patched out? Like, it's just like
it should have been
the whole review. Though. Yeah. This is why I see. I completely understand, and I know we go around in circles talking about this all the time with reviews, but but the whole review system is just broken. Like the fact that the way that, especially with Elden Ring, it was ridiculous how late they were sent the game.
Yeah,
Jesus, I feel so sorry for the bloody
no
outlets
way any of these people got out of Limgrove.
Yeah, they barely did anything. Yeah. And you can't blame them. But how can you possibly give a fair assessment on a review that time? But not only that, but feel like you should have to have this review out by the release date. Like I feel like really, especially with something like this, like it has to marinate. That's why it's so funny you say this because this month's Edge literally came through the post today, and their Elden Ring review is in it because it didn't, because obviously being magazine, they said like, oh, when the last issue come out, they said, oh, our Elden Ring review is not going to be in it, obviously because we didn't have time to get it. And I'm looking forward to reading that now because I know that
they've had time,
with their time, and it's going to be. And spoilers, they gave it a 10. I did have a quick look, and but I feel like you need. That's why I think that podcasts and things like this work a lot better for it because
discussions.
You're talking about it weeks after and then looking back and saying the PC version runs like shit or this, that, and the other. But yeah.
And that's the thing that when we said we'd look at reviews and stuff like that, we said we'd never give it a score. We'd give a recommendation, and I think that's all you can do. I treat it as the podcast especially, and not to use the kind of funny thing of best friends, but when you do the podcast, you're talking to friends. And how would I recommend this game to friends? I would say, buy it on a console, don't buy it on a PC.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how reviews should work. It should be your advice.
Yeah.
Or if someone says, oh, what's this game like? How you would describe it. But yeah, anyway, we've spoke quite a bit about Elden Ring, and I'm sure for many weeks we will continue. But Vince,
oh for sure.
In fact, no. In fact, sorry, Vince, Terry, because you had to sit through a lot of the Elden Ring stuff.
I enjoyed it.
We'll come back to, and you've not been on the podcast for a while. I know you've not been able to play much. as you've said, but have you been able to watch things, or have you played anything? Like,
yeah, playing wise, I've not really played much at all. Really, yeah, nothing worth kind of talking about. But yeah, watching. I went to see. Going back a couple of weeks now, but I went to see the Batman again for the second time.
Just as good.
Just as good. Yeah. Just as good. Enjoyed it just as much, and yeah, absolutely loved it. I'm Vengeance. I really want to see it again. I don't think I get to see it a third time. I don't know, but really enjoyed it, and still don't know where I sit with it in terms of like the pantheon of Batman films, but I do feel like it is the best interpretation we've had of Batman. But hey, there you go. But that's that. Watch that, and we continued on with the MCU, and going back a bit now, but obviously we did Endgame, which fucking destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me. I can't watch that film often, you know. It's a thing. It's physically exhausting. I was bawling my eyes out at the end. I can't do it. But then we got into some of the new ones which I hadn't seen before. So Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed Shang-Chi. Cool. I thought it was good fun. It was the fighting in it was really good, the martial arts and stuff like that. Really cool. Good soundtrack. Yeah, it was good. It took me by surprise, really. I knew like I was gonna enjoy it. I didn't realize how much I was gonna have fun with it. And yeah, I like that a lot. Eternals, a bit muddier because there's like, if I'm right, that was originally meant to be a series, right?
I don't know.
No, I want to say no. I know Inhumans.
Maybe it was Inhumans. But either way,
it's supposed to be a movie. But then
I was watching it. I was like, this would work. This would work a lot better as a series. I think it didn't really like. I really liked first of all, cinematography, fantastic in it. Good looking film. I don't think it worked well as a film pacing wise.
No.
Especially watching it with kids. Like, you really notice it. I mean, we've been watching for all these MCU films and they haven't filmed. That was a slog to get through. Like, for them, it was just like, it is what it is. It's a very different thing. And that actually does bring up a question, which I want to get to you guys in a minute. But I really liked the idea of the concepts behind it and how, like these... I thought the idea was really cool. Like, them like kind of basically building, like growing these, what are they called? I always say, I always go to say Sentinels from bloody X-Men, but Celestials. Yeah, but I thought that was so cool, like the idea of it, and it took me back to kind of like Thanos, like did Thanos really do like a bad thing? I don't know. It's kind of had a good, he kind of had a point, you know what I mean? But it's like the whole thing of like what they're trying to stop. It's like, well, yeah, like they're obviously trying to do the right thing, but yeah, it was really kind of cool, complex stuff going on there. But yeah, it wasn't perfect. Like, it wasn't kind of thing I'd want to be rushing to see again and again. But no, I did enjoy it. And now we are just on a Spider-Man, just Spider-thon right now. So we're like watching in anticipation for No Way Home coming out on digital. So particularly George, like, it was his 6th birthday today, and he loves Spider-Man, and it was all Spider-Man themed. We had Spider-Man balloons and all Spider-Man wrapping paper, and he had like Spider-Man Lego he got, and really, really, really cool stuff. And so we've been watching Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, which was quite interesting because Spider-Man 1 and 2, always really liked them, and got back to watch them quite often. Spider-Man 3, I don't think I'd seen it since I saw it at the cinema. And
for a good reason, I'm sure.
Yeah, and for the reason of being, when I saw it at the cinema, I was like, that was a bit of shit. And wow, going back to watch that film, boy, Spider-Man 3 is a film. That is a film, isn't it? Sam Raimi really made some decisions with that. I don't know if he was just smoking crack while filming it or what was going on, but Jesus, that film's a mess. That film's a mess. And the thing is, there's some really cool parts about it. Like I remember when I first watched it, I really liked Sandman, what they did with the Sandman, because I always liked Sandman from the comics. I thought how they did that was quite good, but everything else, I mean, the whole Harry Osborn Green Goblin thing and Venom, which is so funny because Harry loved got so excited that Venom particularly he really likes that version of Eddie Brock and the guy that plays Eddie Brock. I don't even know who it is. I was like, I don't even know who this guy is. But yeah, and again, I don't like that interpretation of Venom, and yeah, it's just the whole thing's just a mess. I was just like, Jesus Christ, it's bad. And then we watched the Amazing Spider-Man, and then today, because George wanted to watch it, we watched Into Spider-Verse. Okay. And Jesus Christ, that film, man, is so I forget. And every single time I watch it, that is such a good film. So good. It's one of those films we just don't deserve it. You know? Yeah. It has no right to be that good. We shouldn't have a comic book movie that is that good, that is doing that kind of stuff. It's really I don't know, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I just feel like it's so, for me, it's one of the best animated movies ever.
Oh yeah. Fucking great movie. And we're getting a sequel this year.
We're getting a sequul. So hyped.
Fucking excited for that movie.
So hyped. It's just got so much style to it. Soundtrack's amazing. Just everything they do with it. It's it's good. Story wise, the way the stuff it pulls from the different the comics and references, and it's just it's just crazy. And I love it. And so yeah, and then we're gonna watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which would be interested to go back to because I haven't watched that in a few years now.
I think it's really good. People shit on it a lot.
I really enjoyed it when I saw it at the cinema, and then and I enjoyed I enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man, and then it was one of those things where I realized afterwards that everyone hated them and everyone was shitting on them, particularly too. And I was like, oh, right, okay, but I really like Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. I just really like that version of Peter Parker and that relationship he has with Gwen. Anyway, and we're gonna watch that, and then No Way Home, which I believe is out now, isn't it? On digital. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I specifically want, obviously for obvious reasons, I wanted the boys to see those films before we go into this. Otherwise, it's just going to completely lose that impact. So. Yeah, looking forward to watching that, and then we're all caught up. But this is what I was going to say about with the
TV series.
Then we start a TV series, so that comes into play a little bit here. So first of all, the MCU as a whole, right? So the Infinity Saga is very much it's a thing, isn't it? It's bookended. You have to watch it. It's one big story.
Yeah.
Now we're in Phase 4. Is that still the case, or is it getting that? Is it getting more just general Marvel comics, where if you're a Marvel comic reader, you're not expected to read every single one, and not everyone's going to be for you. Is it are these films? What I'm trying to get at, I guess, is as a fan of the MCU. Are you expected as an audience member to actually be watching every single one of these films to know what's going on? Or so for instance, for the Eternals, right? Very different film to the other films that have come before.
Yeah.
The kids weren't into it, wasn't their kind of thing.
Not many people were into it.
Are we going, is it going to start splintering out now? And rightly it should, because it shouldn't have to be is it start going to be in thing very different things? And again, with the TV shows, it's now going into the TV shows, are they required viewing to watch the films, or is it just kind of pick and choose what stuff you're into? Is it going to go more that way now? I don't know.
It's a very interesting Very interesting point. I think it is going to become required viewing in a way, because I think we can kind of see how Phase 4 is kind of starting to shape. There are converging paths that are starting to come together, and there's links in between. And I think into the multiverse of madness is going to be a key point.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, because that's going to bring the TV series. I think it'll be the first one to bring a TV series into the film, because WandaVision is the building block for a big part of that film, because obviously she's in Multiverse of Madness, as well as there's been other links. Like, obviously, now you've seen Shang-Chi, Wong's been popping around here, there, and everywhere. He's been... there's now links between Wong and Shang-Chi, as well as other links as well, I think. And obviously with the trailer we kind of know some other things that might be on the horizon, which is going to open up a huge can of worms. The thing that we don't have in Phase 4 is that ensemble film. We don't have a confirmed Avengers film of sorts.
No, in fact, they've actually confirmed that we will not be getting that for a long time.
Which I think would be the start of Phase 5. So, what's the last Phase 4 one? It's the rumored Fantastic Four, isn't it?
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
Which might be where we get a convergence of some sort starting to. But you can see where there's likely links starting to form. I think the TV, Loki's the interesting one, where if that's gonna fit in anywhere, because there's time is a big factor in Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So, is Loki going to appear in Multiverse of Madness in some sort? Because that's dealing with time. But the TV series, obviously, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is probably required as well for the post-credit scenes that are in at the end of that, because that kind of links to other things and characters, and then obviously Hawkeye probably isn't required, but gives you such a good basis for characters that are clearly going to be bigger things.
Yeah.
So I think it's just to build your things, but then you think about in Phase 4, you've got Black Panther 2.
Right.
So you do have the continuation from the Infinity Saga, and I think that's where they're expecting the big pickup, because that's where most people are going to go to, ones they already know.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you're going to start to see people come together in the post-credit scenes. So I think Multiverse of Madness is going to be huge for those sort of things, because it has the capabilities to do a lot of things. I think Black Panther 2 will also be a big coming together in some way, whether in the post-credit scenes probably again, and it's all going to start to...
Can we, going back to the Multiverse of Madness trailer, can we talk potential, theories?
Well, has everyone seen the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I guess we can then.
Yeah. Obviously, regarding one particular...
Voice.
Right.
Yeah.
What do we think's going on there?
Illuminati, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Illuminati.
But do we think, in terms of bringing in, this other roster of characters, is this the beginning of that? Or?
Well, it's clearly the merging, isn't it, of the Marvel universe and Star Trek. It's Picard, isn't it?
Obviously,
this is how they bring them in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris Pine can play the younger version. The son of whatever. Is he Picard? Is he the son of Picard? Is he Picard?
No, he's
Who is he? Kurt, that's
he's
the one.
Kirk.
All right, listen. I'm not listen, all right. I was making a joke. I didn't put the story in. Right?
You didn't know.
Let it go. Anyway. Yeah. Obviously we think it's mutants.
We think it's mutants, yes.
But we don't know it.
I think no. It's not going to be exactly that Xavier.
Is it going to be Xavier though? Is he playing?
People were saying
he's playing someone else. Is you think he's playing someone else?
No, he's going to be a variant.
Someone was saying that they don't think that he's going to be reprising that role going forward. So it might like kind of set something up, but like he's not going to be, you know what I mean? Like he's not going to be the Xavier of the MCU.
I don't think. I think sadly his age is going to become a factor.
That's what I mean. I don't think he can be doing that long term, can he? It's not like
they'll want.
I don't think we'll be getting Ian McKellen back as Magneto either. You know, I think they kind of hung those. What is Xavier wearing? The thing he's on his
the mind helmet. What was it called?
What was it called?
Cerebro.
Cerebro. Yeah, he's hung Cerebro up. You know,
it's going to be interesting. I think what you see in Multiverse of Madness is the start of the convergence
mutants,
of everything.
Yeah.
The mutant. Maybe it's the start of the mutants, or introducing them slowly. You're definitely going to see that, and then I think there'll be like almost the post-credit scenes of the big films going forward. It'll be introductions of maybe some more mutants, how they're going to be. I don't think you're going to see how the mutants are impacting the universe in Multiverse of Madness. I think it'll just be, this is now happening. What the hell are, if they even call them mutants at that point?
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell are these? What is this? And then we'll start to learn. Fantastic Four is obviously the end of Phase 4, so that will have a big payoff or build up of something. And then Phase 5 will be, I'm guessing they'll go with. Wasn't there a comic book? Was it the mutants versus
X-Men versus Avengers?
Or
Avengers versus X-Men?
I had the whole run of that. And I was told them.
Is that going to be the Phase 5? Do you think?
No. Like this thing, like I do think that we will eventually probably get that.
We'll get that in some
form.
But
like apparently Kevin Feige said that we are like many years away from having like an Avengers film now. Because like, how can you possibly top Endgame? Like you can't. Like,
I don't think you're
going to
need an Avengers film. I think there's got to be some sort of.
But if you're going to get something like that, but it's going to take another like 10 years, you know what I mean, to build up to that kind of thing. I think it's just not going to.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what I see happening is, I don't know if either of you guys watched the Kind of Funny MCU and preview episode.
Not yet.
That
I
Tim
do want
did.
to watch it. I'm very interested to watch it. Yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys watch New Rockstar's YouTube channel either. But Eric Voss from New Rockstars, who was guest on that MCU and preview episode, mentioned the kind of corners of the MCU we have right now and what we're kind of going to have in the future, right? So we have the grounded Earth side for, Captain America, Black Panther, all those kind of very Earth-based heroes. We're going to have the cosmic side, which is obviously going to be the Marvels, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, that whole side, as well as probably Doctor Strange if he's going Multiverse of Madness. And then we're going to have the supernatural side, right? Blade, Moon Knight, Black Knight, potentially Ghost Rider if we see it. So I think that's kind of maybe what a little bit of Phase 4 is going to be like, set the groundwork for. Because we are getting, obviously, Miss Marvel this year, the Marvels potentially next year. So we'll see that kind of push into the cosmic. We're going to see Moon Knight here in a week, right? And we get, obviously, Blade towards the end of Phase 4 as well. So we're going to kind of set up potentially Midnight Suns being maybe our next big team up, right? Which I feel like they kind of set up at the end of Eternals. Because we heard that interaction, right? So I feel like we might be getting some kind of Midnight Suns thing. We're obviously getting Fantastic Four, which potentially, given their origin story, could lead us a bit more into the cosmic.
Do you think it'll be an origin, or do you think they'll be announced as a post-credit as already established? But they were very in the public eye, weren't they? Fantastic Four. They were never hidden.
Oh yeah.
So no, I think very hard to say. Oh yeah, we've been around, by the way, guys. We're here.
Right.
I guess. So
but then again, there was that Easter egg in No Way Home. Not No Way Home. Far From Home, of the Avengers building being bought. That had like the 1, 2, 3 question mark. So you think maybe Reed Richards or the Fantastic Four may have bought the Avengers Tower, right? That's kind of that little Easter egg in there. it's either that or it was just a tease for Phase 4. Unsure. So I feel like we're branching off a little bit, but we're also going to kind of tie that back into one big narrative. So you're going to have, we may not see an Avengers film going forward, like a big team up Avengers film, but I feel like we're probably going to see that like Midnight Suns or maybe even the Illuminati movie, right? If we get set up for that in Multiverse of Madness. So there's potential for like a big team up, probably not under the Avengers banner just yet. We'll see.
We shall see.
I don't know. It's like, then obviously you've now got Harry Styles.
You do. You can't waste him.
I'm not hot on that casting. I'll be honest with you.
It's
Eros, yeah.
It's the brother of Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Thanos' brother, yeah.
Yeah, the Prince of Titan.
I just think there's like, you can go to, like, you can go with someone too famous, I think, for casting, you know? And I think Harry Styles, it's too much to get away from that Harry Styles. It's different when he's been in other films and he's just kind of like, you know, he's in Dunkirk and he's just kind of like disappeared into it. But when you give him a role like that, I don't know. I'm really not sure on that at all. But there you go.
It was weird when it first happened.
Yeah. It just didn't.
I was actually, honestly, I didn't know Harry Styles. I don't even still know what he looks like. But during the post-credits scene, I was just like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this actor? Never seen him before, but apparently it's Harry Styles. Like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But obviously, the other rumor for the Avengers Tower, it depends which way they go with it, because I think they're setting up multiple things. Obviously,
right.
A nod in, and this isn't a spoiler for Loki at all. It's just a Easter egg. Is that the tower is called? Is it the Kuang Tower, which is the alter ego of Kang, the Conqueror?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So they showed that that in an alternative universe, they bought the tower. So there were, it's a lot of. There's a lot of.
Terry, you still haven't seen Loki, have you?
No, still haven't seen Loki.
Damn it. Watch Loki.
Loki's so
the only
good.
thing I haven't seen. Yeah, no, that's next on this. So
it's probably the best Disney Plus show.
Whoa. WandaVision.
MCU wise, WandaVision is really good, but Loki's kind of another level.
I'm okay. I'll be interested there because I absolutely adore WandaVision, and so for something to top that, it's got to be good. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Moon Knight, though. Really can't wait.
Me too. I cannot wait to see it. Oscar Isaac is great.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see him in this role specifically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, I did binge through as well, though. I was saying before I was watching Drive to Survive.
Oh yeah, I'm nearly finished with the new series. And it's so
good. The new season came out, season 4, and I literally did that in like 3 days. Just smashed through it. I am hooked, completely done on it. And then obviously the new Formula 1 season just started this weekend, and I'm all in. Fully invested, loving it, and also, watched through Bad Vegan. You guys seen this?
Oh, the Netflix series?
Yeah. Definitely worth a watch. Again, I smashed through those last night. There's only 4 episodes, but my God, that is. I don't like. It's made by the same producers for Tiger King, and it's that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of those things where it just kind of just goes deeper and deeper, and you're like, what the fuck? I won't say too much about it if you're gonna watch it, but it's just one of those things. It's just so weird that it's how could it possibly be true kind of thing. You just kind of get drawn in. It doesn't, if you watch the trailer, it doesn't really tell you much about it, really. It doesn't kind of give much away, just other than that it's focused about this woman who owned a vegan restaurant in New York, and then she ends up going out with some guy, and then things just start getting really weird. And this guy promised to make her and her dog immortal and stuff, and it's just what the fuck? Yeah, it's just some really strange stuff. But as you watch it, you kind of start trying to guess what could possibly be going on here, But it's very cleverly, slowly reveals itself, and it's really cool. It was just like very, very interesting. Yeah, so that's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, other than that, that's what I've been watching.
Just going back to the Marvel stuff, just quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry, before we move on. I think there's a few key points actually in Phase 4 where we might see. I've brought up the calendar for Phase 4, and I think like to have another look at it. Obviously, did everyone see the trailer for Ms. Marvel?
Yeah,
yeah. I thought it was
good trailer.
Yeah, really interesting way of doing it. Like I thought it looked really good. But obviously, Captain Marvel 2 is going to have obviously a big part obviously from that, I imagine. So I'm guessing that's required reading for that one. But obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's the last one of James Gunn anyway. James Gunn's trilogy anyway. And we know that Dave Bautista isn't returning as Drax. So
what, in 3?
He's doing 3, but he said he's too old to do it now.
Really?
Too old.
That's what he said.
Too old?
Well, he's 50, isn't he, or something?
So,
yeah, but like, what else is Tom
Cruise is
Bautista gonna do?
Yeah, no, I don't know. He listen,
it's not like wait,
he's a good fucking actor.
He chose this himself.
He did.
So anyway, you've got Black Panther 2, which will.
No, my point is that what is he like? What Dave Bautista? He's like, that's what he does. He's the muscle. Like he
said. Nobody wants to see a 50-odd-year-old just topless continuously. He's like, that's what he said.
But Dave Bautista, like,
yeah,
come on now.
Well,
every film I've seen him in, he's just literally just smashing someone into the ground.
True,
right.
And he does it very well.
Yeah,
he does it very well.
Even films that are not supposed to be good, like Stuber, which is actually a really funny film.
He was good in. He was very good in Blade Runner, for his like small part that he had, and
he was good in James Bond.
And he was good in Bond. He was good in Spectre. Yeah, he was like a really good.
Good in Dune. Let's stop ignoring Dune and put some fucking respect on that movie.
Yeah, of course, he is very good in Dune. Yeah.
Big news on that.
He's going to keep working with Denis
Villeneuve on that front.
Yeah.
I now have the film. I've paid for it, so
I have the film.
I have.
Watch the fucking movie.
The film. The film is secured in his premises. Now he just needs to watch it, which will not happen.
No, it's coming. It's coming. Like it maybe won't be this week. I'll schedule it in. Anyway, back to the. Obviously, you got Doctor Strange. You got Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah,
Quantumania.
I'm looking forward to that.
That could have some implications.
It's supposed to, with a specific villain popping up.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a known villain? Is this common knowledge, or is this just something that you've seen?
It's common knowledge. A specific villain's supposed to be in this movie. And it, from what I understand, was supposed to be the first time we see this villain, but we've seen him already.
We've seen him already?
We've seen him already.
In what?
In very specifically Loki.
I haven't seen him already.
Yeah. He's coming back for Quantumania.
What, the main?
The main.
Oh.
At the end, yeah.
Oh, that'd be really good.
That'd be really good.
She-Hulk. That's a series.
She-Hulk I'm interested in.
That's a series, right? Or not a film?
That's a series, yeah.
Okay, I'm interested in that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Moon Knight, I think, aesthetically looks incredible.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Hopefully they nail it.
Yeah. Is that that's a series, isn't it? Moon Knight.
That's a series, yeah.
Yeah.
March.
I just love the whole idea behind Moon Knight. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then obviously Thor: Love and Thunder. That's out in less than a month, and we don't have a trailer for it yet, which is interesting.
We don't.
I didn't think it was out in a month. I looked at the release date for that the other day, and it's like
June, yeah.
Yeah, summer.
I think. Oh, sorry. What was I reading? It was.
You got Doctor Strange, haven't you? And then you got
what was it for?
a few months later.
Spider-Man? No, it was for one of the.
It's the closest we've been to a Marvel release that we still haven't had a trailer for.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot wait for that film, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
They've got
with TV, genius.
Yeah, like, to follow Ragnarok. It's got to be...
The logo is probably the best logo. Like, that 80s,
it's very cool.
like, children's cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, rock. Like,
I want them to really just lean hard, even harder into that aesthetic, that 80s like soundtrack in Ragnarok. Goddamn fantastic.
Well, yeah.
Film wise, is it just Thor and Doctor Strange left this year? Has Ant-Man been pushed, or is Ant-Man still supposed to be this year?
I thought Ant-Man was.
On here it says 2022, but this isn't new, so.
Yeah. Let me see.
Well, I guess Captain Marvel's supposed to be this year as well, isn't it? In November.
No, I think they got pushed to next year.
All these movies getting pushed. Dear
release schedule. Here we go.
Did you watch the first Grand Prix, Terry?
Yeah, so I watched. So I still don't have Sky Sports, but I watched the
highlights on Channel 4.
Highlights on Channel 4, yeah, which are pretty good. But yeah, I watched them all, and yeah, very good. Very pleased.
Okay,
yeah, I'm very pleased with what happened.
It was a great ending to the. I mean, that Mercedes needs some work, doesn't it? Like,
oh boy, it does. Yeah.
So the fact that Hamilton managed to get a podium out of that was kind of crazy. But I'm just happy to see both of them.
Red Bulls.
It was like, it's just like sweet heaven to seeing both those Red Bulls spin out.
What they say, Karen Horner, as they call it.
Karen Horner.
Yeah. Sorry,
made me laugh. Sorry, just go back to it. I think he got interviewed. I can't remember. It was before the race, after the race, and
was this where they said that he felt most decisions went against him?
No, where they were saying about, I bet you're happy. No, what are they saying? I think it was before the race when they said, about the Mercedes, like, I bet you're happy, like, that they're struggling in having Ferrari to compete with, kind of thing, And he was like, I'm not really. I'm more interested in like what we're doing really than concentrating on what the other teams are doing. Like, what I'm thinking, are you fucking having a laugh? Yeah. Christian Horner, all he ever cares about is like, the other teams like winning, like what they doing.
He comes across so bitter on Drive to Survive.
God,
He's just telling like Lewis Hamilton, just I wish he'd shut up. Like, yeah, I'm sick of seeing him. Like all he cared about. Like, but then he came out in an interview. I don't know if it was before the race or post race, saying that he feels like a lot of decisions went against Red Bull last year when they literally won the title because of human error decisions.
Watching that bit as well. Wait till you get to that bit on Drive to Survive, because just seeing it from
their perspective,
from all the other drivers' perspective, it's like, what the hell is like? It's just ridiculous.
I'm looking forward to it. It's my viewing tonight when I go to bed. But anyway, Vince, bring us in with the MCU news.
Per 8 days ago, via Games Radar, this was the last time this was updated. The next few releases we have are Moon Knight, March 30th, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, May 6th, Miss Marvel, June 8th, Thor Love and Thunder, July 8th, and then Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, November 11th.
Okay, so there's nothing else this year so far?
Other than Black Panther, no. Next year, we've got the Marvels in February, Guardians Volume 3, May 5th, and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, July 28th.
So Captain Marvel 2 is the Marvels, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be the Marvels. Because that's going to include Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Photon.
Photon, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's a lot of MCU news.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Have I got anything to add? I have been playing GTA on current gen.
Oh, cool.
So
like
it's GTA. A bit buggy actually in places, but not like just general. It feels good with haptics. The loading is a lot quicker.
Visually, is there a jump?
Yeah. So you can change between obviously fidelity, performance, and then a hybrid mix. Which I wouldn't do the hybrid mix. Fidelity, you don't need the performance on this. It runs fine even in fidelity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because with the fidelity, you get ray tracing and everything all the time. Whereas in performance, you don't get ray tracing all the time. You only get it in certain aspects of the game. So in the performance, it's 60 FPS. Whereas in fidelity, it's 30 FPS when... I think it's 30 FPS when driving, 60 FPS when in it's not always 30, but at the lowest it's 30 anyway. So there's a whole thing. It's quite complex how they do it. But in Fidelity, yes, sunsets, lights, the rain looks incredible. Like, but the rain's always looked good in GTA. They've always had the really good weather effects. Like, not in the remaster, which was absolutely appalling of the rain, but in the more modern GTAs, the rain's always been really good.
The storms and everything always look incredible.
But yeah, it's good. They've added a few extra bits to the game, so there's some different but it's like races and bits and bobs. Yeah, really enjoying it though. It's nice to be back in Los Santos. It's a good game. It's a good palate cleanser while you're playing Elden Ring, because I've had to leave. I've had to leave Horizon for now because I can't play Horizon and Elden Ring at the same time. It's too much. So Horizon is my get. Once I finish Elden Ring, I will dive into Horizon, but I can play GTA at the same time because I've played GTA so many times. It's nice.
It's been released so many times.
Exactly. You got to get that itch, scratch that itch. I haven't done anything online with it yet. So, but yeah, I just enjoy doing that story, and they've made it a lot quicker. I think for me, load time from totally closed to playing the actual game is about 15 seconds.
Crazy.
Oh wow.
And for GTA, it used to take me 2-3 minutes to even get into the game.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better. So especially for a game that size, it's a it's a hefty map and stuff like that with a lot.
Remember when you'd have to wait for you go to loading screen when you drive across one bridge to the other in Vice City?
That was ridiculous. That was the worst.
That's a shame,
yeah.
And it would be a long loading.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way.
Anyway, yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of where I'm at watching Peaky Blinders, of course.
Yet
to start that, and I'm still yet to start the recent series of Ozark. So they're our next go-to things.
Vince.
Yeah.
You want to finish us off with this section of the podcast with what you've been playing, what you've been watching before we move on to surprise main event?
Surprise main event.
Yeah.
Lovely. Haven't really been playing much besides Elden Ring, so that's no shocker. Couple of things I did want to talk about via what I've been watching.
Okay.
Let's start off. Let's talk about Turning Red, the new Pixar animated film.
I forgot that. Yeah, I'll see it.
Yeah, watch that. It's good. It's Pixar still doing what Pixar does best, which is flexing on their animation background.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's one thing to animate, humanoid animals, right? It's one thing to do it with such incredible detail that it's almost like every bit of the fur. Yeah. It's insane. What they have some fucking dark magicians over there working some kind of magic just to get anything like that to look right. And the food. Jesus Christ. The introduction of the dad cooking the food. That did not need to look that good, but when I
was watching it, I was like, we need a Ratatouille too. Because I'm seeing how good the food looked in that. I was just like, oh my God.
It's amazing. That scene alone is just I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Are we in a commercial on Disney Plus? But it's them working their dark magic to make this look so realistic. Damn. Also, the movie very good.
It was one of their best. What is up there, it was really cleverly put together.
Oh yeah.
The way you could watch it on different levels, really watch it on some completely different levels, to not only just the kids, but in different interpretations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Casey really enjoyed it. She's like the Disney pro. She watches a Disney film at least 4 times a day. And she really liked it. I think this is one of the I can't remember the every so often with the Pixar films, they do a film where it's more, obviously it's a fleshed out film, a full film, but they use new technology in the film. and then they'll use that for a few times, and then they'll upgrade another bit. And I think they're using a new technology for the fur. I think this is one of the.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
I think they did a whole thing. I read an article, and I don't know if this is the film. I'm guessing it is because it's obviously quite important to the film. But it was like when they did, like Toy Story had. Texture effects, which is one of the first films to have texture effects, and Finding Nemo was obviously particle effects for the water and stuff like that. So
Monsters Inc. was the first one to have fur, have individual fur,
and I think this is the next iteration of it. The one thing I will say about Pixar films is the human characters are starting to now look a little bit dated. I think there's a lot of similar styles of how they draw their human faces, and I think I don't think they're as good as they used to be on the human element, and I think they're focusing a lot on other elements. From what I haven't seen this film, but it was on while I was working and in the house, and I thought that's what let this film down a bit from a visual point of view. I've not seen the film, so I can't. Maybe
I really liked what they did with the four main girls in the story. Like they all had their own style. I don't know if you sort of noticed that, Vince, how like they almost came from like different like kind of anime styles. Like particularly there's that one girl who she gets like really angry and excited. Like she looked like she came from a completely like different style of like manga or something. You know, it was like I really like that
their uniqueness to them.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the 90s-ness of it. Like obviously, the fact they're walking around with the Tamagotchis and like just all the whole that it was just really.
The boy band fixation. Prevalent throughout the film.
It was just like, I mean, it was almost like it's very much like I can't remember what age they were, but like, I mean, I reminisced a lot of that time, because I was in school at that time, and with the boy bands and all that kind of stuff. So it was just like, it was very much a thing, but it was really cool. I think, it was so, like. We watched it like with the kids and we watched it with the in-laws and everything, and I think everyone watched it and took something different away from it. It was like really quite profound, and that's the thing about Pixar that I think no other animation studio can do. I mean, other than maybe like Disney, because obviously there's so much like cross like stuff going on there, but like they somehow managed to tap into things that even like most normal films can't do, non-animated. So they just go to this like level, like an emotional thing that just their writers are just incredible. Like we all praise Pixar for like their animation; they're always like the pioneers. But I think it's their writing that's just so sets them so far apart. I think to everything.
I think they do really well with tapping into different cultures as well. Like, especially I don't know. We spoke about this on the podcast before, but it seems very much at the moment that they're really tapping into different cultures with every film they do. There's not been a solely animal based one in a while. I don't think. Well, they had the fantasy one, didn't they? Was it Onward or something?
Onward,
which obviously is its own thing, I guess. But obviously they've even you look at Coco and was Encanto. Is that?
Encanto Disney. Was Disney. Yeah,
that's Disney. Okay, yeah. And then obviously Turning Red. Pixar have always been great though with this sort of stuff. All the shorts that they used to do before films.
Yeah, I love all their shorts.
Yeah, they do incredible shorts. Casey watches them probably the most. She watches them all the time on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
she absolutely.
We used to watch them a lot because George, especially when he was young, that's all he wanted to watch all the time. So I'd just be putting the shorts on
because they're great length.
They're perfect.
With a exactly. Young child, it just captivates them for 10
and
minutes.
I love them. I even before Disney Plus, I had all like the shorts, the volumes on Blu-ray and everything. So I'm so nerdy about like animation and stuff. Like when I was younger, that's what I wanted to get into. I wanted to do that, and I love it. I love watching all their like original ones, like the actual the Pixar lamp and all the stuff they did in the 80s. Like I love seeing all those really like seeing like we first see the first. You've seen where it's evolved from, I love it.
Yeah, no.
So good.
Pixar is at the forefront of that as well, aren't they? Did you see that they are, not Pixar, obviously, what's the rival?
DreamWorks.
That's the one. Thank you. They're rebooting Shrek.
Oh God.
Don't.
But
stop with Shrek. It's done.
It's still going to have Eddie Murphy as Donkey and potentially Cameron Diaz as Fiona. But that it's still a reboot.
I'm still a bit like there's certain things.
I don't like Shrek. Like
Shrek is like, I can take like everyone went crazy over Shrek and I can kind of take it or leave it. Like, and that is not like the thing with DreamWorks stuff. Their stuff from that time has not aged well.
No.
Like if you look at like what came out, like, and I'm still bitter because I am a proper Pixar nerd. So I've got like the book, which is like the story through the history of their like, and DreamWorks really fucked them over big time. Like they were like, they copied like everything they were doing. There was like a whole lawsuit with them because when they were doing the concept work for A Bug's Life,
they did Ants, didn't they?
Yeah, one of the guys that was on the board for Disney, like saw the stuff, he left. They went and founded DreamWorks, and then they started doing Ants, and they rushed it to get it. They wanted to get it out before A Bug's Life, and they literally came out within a month of each other. And Ants came out first. And again, if you look at them both now, I mean, Ants looks like it came from a fucking decade before or something. Like, it just looks so bad. And but same thing, like everything along the way, like Nemo, and then they come out with Shark's Tale, and it's like there was always like they're doing the same thing, like copying it along the way, and I'm just like, ugh, yeah, don't like it.
Yeah,
but they have done some cool stuff since that. How to Train Your Dragon, that they're quite cool films and things like that.
Yeah, they've kind of found their own voice a little bit, but it's still nowhere near Pixar's level of
no
storytelling and technology. Really,
yeah.
We don't need more Shrek. We don't need more Shrek.
We don't.
What else you been watching?
Oh, what else have I been watching? I've watched a show that is real fucking good. But I'm wondering if either of you have also watched. Although I don't know because it came on HBO Max, and you guys don't get HBO Max.
Sometimes we have variations.
I know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say, Terry?
Is this what's his name from Suicide Squad?
Yes. I've watched Peacemaker.
Yeah, we haven't got it yet, but I think
see this. Like,
I think we're getting it all
in one go. Yeah.
In one go. I don't know where it's going.
It'll be Sky, I guess, but let me have a look.
I don't know. Yeah, because that's the HBO Max thing. This is where it gets really weird. There's like nowhere.
Yeah. There's no equivalent, right?
No. There's
It's a completely different company owns it over there, anyway, right?
Yeah. But I do want to watch this because it looks good.
It's real fucking good. Like, I don't know what I expected from this show. Clearly not a lot going into it. I love the Suicide Squad. That's a really good movie. Like, James Gunn doing what James Gunn does best.
Yep.
And to then be in a television format with, again, a character no one really cares about or gives a shit for. And he just makes it work so well. I'm telling you, when this is probably the best superhero TV show out there, it really is.
Really?
Like, based off of any kind of comic property or anything. It's so good. Because James Gunn, obviously, he's really good at balancing that humor and heart to the stories. And yeah, this is him at peak performance once again. It's just so good. And he wrote all the episodes, obviously. So again, he has credit for writing everything, and he also did he directed majority of the episodes as well. I think there's only like a couple that James Gunn didn't direct, and it's so good. Like, the humor's there, the heart's there. He really presents a character that you really care about. It's very deeply flawed, but also so good.
See, that I found surprising because when I see that I thought that's an interesting to from that ensemble to kind of choose to do a series with, because obviously in the film you don't care for him at all. You think like, what a fucking dick, Like, so I thought that's what I find must be interesting, how you can sympathize with him in any way.
Oh yeah, and they do it very, very well. Like, it's probably some of the best TV I've watched in a while. It's just that good. Yeah.
I have news.
You have news?
Peacemaker is coming to Sky Max, which is the channel. which is all in one go, and it is. You have to wait a while though, Terry.
Why?
It is coming yesterday. It is out.
Oh, we got it already, and I've got so Now TV. That'll be on Now TV, won't it?
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sky
We
Max,
can watch it
all in one go.
Okay.
The whole first season is available.
I have seen the intro.
You've seen the intro.
Is that the dance?
Yeah.
It's so fucking good every time.
It's so
every
good.
time.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I'm gonna have to watch.
Watch it.
Peacemaker now.
You're gonna have to watch
that
it.
to the list.
It's
I'm
really
also watching
fucking
Last
good.
Kingdom.
Because again, definitely same Suicide Squad vibes. No children allowed.
Oh,
Yeah.
This, again, he goes hard on the violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
And nudity.
are there post-credit
Keep
scenes
that.
in this? Or
There are post-credit scenes.
okay,
They're not
heard-
necessarily important.
I think I've actually seen a spoiler of the big one.
Well, which one?
well, you can't say it because it'll be
Yeah.
That'll be a spoiler, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's the scene I think you're talking about, it's not post-credit scene.
Oh, okay.
Most post-credit scenes are just like deleted scenes or like extended jokes that they put out, but they're all absolutely worth it because they're all fucking hilarious as well. Yeah.
You see, the Suicide Squad game got delayed today or yesterday to today to next year.
Till next year?
To next year, 2023. Yeah.
I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know it was coming out this year.
Yeah.
Like we've seen literally like nothing in that game, so I'm not surprised at all.
We've seen quite a bit. It's just you chose not to watch it. Like there's been
Suicide Squad?
There's been a gameplay trailer.
Yeah, but we've only seen like
one little bit, I guess. Yeah.
Of the what was it, the Flash one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, full well we're going to be seeing like every single trailer on every character of that game before that comes out. But what is there any more news on Gotham Knights though? Is that still coming out
got
this year?
pushed in it. It got pushed, but I think it's not.
It's got a solid release date this year, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm still at this point. I'm still more excited for that. So.
Yeah, I mean,
my excitement though is still like even that is a bit tepid, but
yeah,
I'm looking forward to Gotham Knights. Its release date is the 25th of October.
But yeah, mainly because it's Court of Owls and it's
not Batman.
It's the Bat family, yeah.
It's interesting to play a different character, even though I love Batman. But it's interesting to play somebody else.
Yeah.
It will be.
Anything else, Vince?
That seems to be it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the big talking points for sure.
Let me bring up.
But yeah, I watch Peacemaker. It's phenomenal.
There.
I will do it for justice.
Do it for justice. Do it for peace.
For peace. There is a famous actor. Okay.
Okay.
And this actor was at an awards show the other day, and this actor is known for being crazy, and said the most ridiculous thing that I've watched on loop numerous times. He was dressed in tartan, a full tartan suit, and I can't remember what it was an award show for. I think it was maybe the BAFTAs or something. And they asked him why he was dressed in tartan, and he said, well, one of my favourite things to eat is English shortbread, and I've been eating a lot of it lately, so I thought I might dress in Scottish clothes because I like shortbread. And this is none other than Nicolas Cage, the legend that keeps on giving, who is starring in a film as himself, and apparently the film is incredible. Like
the film looked great actually in the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer I saw.
Is it just called like Nick Cage?
It's called.
It's shit. It's got a fairly long title.
Yeah, but
it's like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent or something like that.
Yeah. And it looks unbelievable. Like words can't describe how much I'm looking forward to that film. Like Nicolas Cage being heightened Nick Cage, like incredible. But anyway,
can we just give a bit of respect to Nick Cage as noir Spider-Man as well in Into the Spider-Verse? Because
absolutely,
with the bit when he says sometimes I like to let the match go down to my fingers so I almost burn so I can feel something. I was just like, God damn,
he noir?
It's the most
he's noir Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh yeah, like he's. Is he not Pig Spider? Is Pig Noir? I get confused.
No, Pig is
the black and white Spider-Man. The detective.
I always thought Pig was Nicolas Cage.
No, that's
Am I really wrong? Like,
you've been very wrong because that sounds nothing like Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse. Maybe
but he's
somehow got blurred in my head.
He's so funny in it. Like, he's brilliant.
Genius. Yeah.
Who voiced? I need to see who voiced.
He's playing with the Rubik's cube. He's like, "Is this purple?"
I need to know who voiced Spider-Man. Oh, it's John Mulaney, of course. Yeah. I get the confused in my head. Which one says which? Like, yeah. Okay, I apologize for my transgression. Well, it's interesting you said Into the Spider-Verse. So I thought what would be an interesting thing to do is I took the top 10 most. It's a combination of most money made and most highly rated Nicolas Cage films, where he stars as either a lead or a strong supporting cast. And the only one that's strong supporting cast that I put in is Into the Spider-Verse. I nearly put Kick-Ass in, but because that came 11th, but I didn't. So Into the Spider-Verse made the cut. And what we're going to do is try and rank these Nicolas Cage films. So, but we're going to rank them in two ways. We are going to rank them in which is the better film, and we're also going to rank them on Nicolas Cage's craziness.
Yeah, like how good Nick Cage is in those films. How good Nick Cage is in that film.
When peak Nick
how good
Cage,
or how crazy Nick Cage is.
A combination. Peak Nick Cage, because good Nick Cage when he's peak Nick Cage is a good Nick Cage. I don't know how many times I'm going to say Nick Cage in this, but we're going to go for it. I'll tell you the 10 films. So these are ranked. Okay. I didn't pick these. So it's Gone in 60 Seconds. It's National Treasure, the first one. City of Angels. Lord of War. The Rock. Face Off. Con Air. Raising Arizona. Ghost Rider. And Into the Spider-Verse. So these are your 10 that we're working with. So, first of all, is there any in there where you're like, that has to be number one in one of the categories? I have one that I think has to be number one in one of them, but I'll let you guys.
There's a clear 3 for me in there. Like, I'm just thinking like they belong at the top. They're like when I think Nick Cage, I immediately think of those three films.
Okay, which are?
The Rock.
Yeah.
Con Air.
Yeah.
And Face Off.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are big ones, yeah.
I would have put Gone in 60 Seconds over The Rock, but yeah, that equally is Vince?
Yeah.
I need a list.
You need the list?
Because you just said a lot of fucking movies.
Do you want me to send them in Slack to you?
Yes, send me the Slack.
Okay, one sec. Nope, that's our Twitch link. I don't think you need that.
Probably don't need that now.
Got them here. One sec, copy. There you go. There you go. They're in Slack.
Good. I need this list.
So they are the 10 films, and we're ranking them as in films themselves, and then we're also ranking them in the Nick Cage effect.
Right.
So let's see. Let's have some fun. So if you're gonna pick one of yours, Terry, for number one, as in film, as in quality of film, which would you give number one to?
Spider-Verse, right?
I mean, yeah. If you're talking about the actual film, yeah, Into the Spider-Verse by a long margin.
I don't know. Into Spider-Verse is a great film, but is it as good as Con Air?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
Con Air is so good.
I think it's in that film, especially after I've just come off the back of watching it today. It's in a completely different league to these other films. But yeah, that's a different argument though. Like, but if we're talking about just films, yeah, Into the Spider-Verse for me.
Okay, Vince, what are you going with?
Yeah, and film quality Spider-Verse.
I've been outvoted, so you've both chose it in position one, so I'll give you that one. Number two, so we've got the Into the Spider-Verse, the darling out the way. Now we get to the nitty gritty, which is the second best, Nicolas Cage film on that list. Because I think there's some difficult choices to be made here, because I think Con Air, Face Off are almost equally as good as each other, for what they are. Gone in 60 Seconds is a fantastic film. Like, I really like Lord of War, but I don't think that's going to be anywhere.
I've never seen Lord of War.
Lord of War is very, very good.
I'll be honest, I've only seen like one, two, three.
I don't think I've ever
four
seen
films on this list.
So I'm the only person who's seen all of these.
City of Angels.
Yeah,
City of Angels is very good. It's a rom-com, but it's very good, and it made Goo Goo Dolls' Iris famous. That's what that song is from. If you like that song.
Oh, and I've never seen Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona. That was his first big film.
Bit disappointed Family Man isn't on here. Just gonna say,
well, it's not.
I do like that film.
You also don't have Knowing. That colossal fuck off of a film.
Oh god,
that is a film. Yeah.
So the films on here, which like I feel like are the most fun, like the most kind of like fun to watch, like just like a good time, are going back to like those like Con Air, Face Off. Real just kind of like turn your brain off, like kind of films. I watched Face Off. I think I told you guys like
Face Off is the most ridiculous concept.
A few months ago, again. Like,
Vince,
have you seen it, Vince?
Oh, that's
years
a good point.
ago.
That's a good point.
Not
Vince has
recently.
probably only seen about 3 of these because
I've only seen
It is
not many.
Absolutely ridiculous. You just have to go with it, and it's just like, yep, cool. They've swapped faces, and yet now got the same bone structure and same height, same build. But it's just good stuff. But I think that The Rock. Do you think The Rock's a good film? Mainly because what gives The Rock its puts it that step above for me, Face Off and Con Air is Connery in it. You know, Sean Connery. Sean Connery's so goddamn good in it. I'm a big Sean Connery fan. So as a film, I would say
Malkovich is really good in.
And Malkovich, there's a really that's the thing. They're even like Face Off, like John Travolta's fantastic in it. Like everyone's good in these films. That's the thing. But I'll probably say The Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince, what are your thoughts on this? You're staying quiet. So
what are my thoughts on this? I like Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Of the movies on this list, I have seen Spider-Verse, obviously. Mm-hmm. Ghost Rider, National Treasure, and that's about it.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, National Treasure, I think, should be very high on this list because
it should be up there. Yeah.
National Treasure is fantastic.
I watched National Treasure on a plane. Maybe that's not like the best way to watch it. It was on a small little. It was a smaller screen, and I was not a big fan of it.
Oh,
and I've never seen it since.
Good, so good. It is the best treasure hunting film since Indiana Jones. There's
it's probably the only one since Indiana Jones, right?
They do it so well. Like, and even the second one holds up. Like, it's announced this week that they're not doing a third, which is heartbreaking. So
I need to maybe give it another go. I don't think I've ever seen the second one.
Yeah, they did an interview this week.
Okay.
Have you seen that he's going to play Dracula? He's in makeup now. Like, he's got like a velvet suit on, the hair swept back, white face.
That's going to be a good film.
Nicolas Cage is Dracula. Anyway, so
for ranking's sake, I'm going to go Con Air.
I think Con Air is probably better than The Rock.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of that movie.
With that really overpowered southern drawl.
Yeah.
Get your hands off the Bernie.
I prefer Face Off to Con Air though.
Oh, Face Off is good. Just that opening scene of him being there, like when he's in the choir, like
yeah.
Face Off, I think.
See, there's 2 other Nicolas Cage films that I've seen, right?
Yeah.
I've seen The Knowing.
Yeah.
And I've also seen Wicker Man.
Yeah, they didn't make the list.
I'm a little bit disappointed they're not on the list. Because I can rank those fucking movies. Neither are great.
So we've got Face Off at 2. Which do you prefer, Terry? We'll give you the vote on this one. The Rock.
I thought we said Con Air at 2.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Con Air at 2.
Didn't you also mean for Con Air? Yeah.
Con Air at 2. So you've got The Rock or Face Off for number 3.
As a film, I'd say The Rock.
Okay. 3. We'll do Face Off 4. And then we can move into the next bit, which is Gone in 60 Seconds, National Treasure, City of Angels, Lord of War, Raising Arizona, Ghost Rider. So Vince, which do you prefer, National Treasure or Ghost Rider?
National Treasure for sure.
Okay, so we know you're going to put that above it.
Better film, yeah.
I would, I mean, I don't even remember watching it all fully, Ghost Rider, and as someone that likes Ghost Rider as a character from the comics, I remember the film just not being good at all.
Yeah.
So I'll put National Treasure above it.
But what about Gone in 60 Seconds?
Gone in 60 Seconds, right? I watched that when it first came out, and I thought it was good, but I don't remember being blown away by it.
Oh, I love that film. That is like, I love it.
But I probably, to me, like, that or National Treasure doesn't really bother me what goes above what.
I think that's when I realised the incredible power and just pure enjoyment of Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Angelina
she was
Jolie
good
with blonde hair and dreadlocks. I was just like, sure, I'm all for that.
That was the first thing I think I like really remember seeing her in.
Yeah. And then even that's when she was like peak Angelina Jolie as well. Like everything she touched was basically.
That was like before Tomb Raider, wasn't it?
I think it was similar time, maybe just before. Yeah, must have been. And then, but she'd already done like Pushing Tin and all that by then. But all right. So we're saying Gone in 60 Seconds is better than National Treasure, or
I think you're the only one saying that.
No, I'm just asking. I'm not saying.
I've only seen National Treasure, so that's my vote.
Okay. Terry, you get the decider. Gone in 60 Seconds or National Treasure? Cars or stealing the Declaration of Independence?
So I don't know. I mean, let's go Gone in 60 Seconds.
Gone in 60 Seconds comes in at 5.
So I do remember more of that.
National Treasure 6. So we've got Ghost Rider, Raising Arizona, Lord of War, City of Angels. Lord of War, you have to take my word for it. Fantastic film.
Yeah, I think this is where I've got no say on any of these because I've not seen any of them other than Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider is terrible and should be 10.
Happy to put at the bottom. Yeah.
Like, is all I'm saying is.
Nah, the Ghost Rider's got to be.
Ghost Rider is 10.
Definitely at the top. Nah. If any of these is 10, it's probably. Shit, I don't know what Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona is very good, and I think he won an Oscar for it.
Have you guys both seen The Family Man?
Yeah,
no,
I've seen The Family Man. Very good film.
Bloody good film. Good film to watch at Christmas time.
I'll fill in the rest of it because you guys haven't seen them. So
he's Vince. Worth checking out. Yeah. He's like a high flying businessman. Lives in New York, like in a proper penthouse suite, and it's a Don Cheadle, isn't it? He's like a angel, and I can't remember what the reasons for, but he wakes up the next day and his life's completely swapped. He lives in a house in New Jersey or something like that, and he's got a fat wife and kids, young kids, completely everything he just doesn't want. He's he has to kind of adapt to this new life for a while. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a very good film. You should watch it. Let's do these in numerical.
Yeah,
smallest to largest. Yes. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the Nicolas Cage effect.
Okay.
So, which film gives the best Nicolas Cage performance? So I know
this one's easy.
Face Off.
Face Off. Yeah.
Face Off.
Unbelievable.
Number 1.
He's incredible in Face Off.
Yeah. Okay. Next. See, I think Into the Spider-Verse is probably quite low down on this because it's animated, and the thing about Nicolas Cage is his face and how intensely ridiculous it is.
True, but he's still really good at his delivery of some of those lines.
He
still brings the Nicolas Cage through his voice.
But I think his hands are tied behind his back a bit.
I mean, I want to say it's probably somewhere near 5 or something.
Okay, we could put 5.
I wouldn't say bottom of the list.
5. Then you got to look at his craziness, in Gone in 60 Seconds, his peak.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing drugs at the time of filming this. Con Air, I I think he's one of the worst parts of Con Air. Like,
Con Air for the accent alone.
But he's also quite iconic in that character, I think, Con Air. Like, it's just...
What's his name?
I can't
remember his name.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's him in every film.
Yeah.
Like the bit when they at the very end, you remember they like jump on the bikes and the police bikes and like...
it is denim, white vest, long hair, like, and they somehow managed to land and survive while crashing on the Las Vegas Strip. Yeah. I just wanted to bring my bunny home. Yeah. National Treasure, though, he goes quite Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. Well,
I feel like he's more subdued, though.
Oh, he's different
comparatively. Yeah.
You say subdued, okay? If you watch The Da Vinci Code, which is basically a treasure hunting across Europe, like, and watch Tom Hanks' delivery, and then watch National Treasure, and watch Nicolas Cage's delivery, you wouldn't say subdued. Like, it's
subdued for Nicolas Cage.
True.
Is the thing.
The reason we're doing this is I'm trying to see if there's a correlation between the famous stat that the further Tom Cruise runs in a film, the more successful the film is.
Right.
Have you heard this, Terry?
No.
There's a breakdown, and it's almost scientific. Wow. The further Tom Cruise runs in a film on screen, like the longest time, the more successful the film is. So Impossible, one of the Mission Impossibles, he runs for like on screen for like in the film for over a minute and a half, and it's the most successful film. I'll bring it up.
He runs in every film though, like literally, and he does the same
contract. Does
the same run, doesn't he?
Tom Cruise.
You know, if he's starting a film just called Run, and it's just him running for like 2.5 hours, it's gonna be the best film ever made, right? Yeah.
It's
or make the most money.
They should have cast Tom Cruise in Forrest Gump. That's the role he missed out on.
See, I thought you were gonna say cast him as the Flash, and then maybe the DCU would be good.
Yeah, it's
but
Tom
we have
Cruise
James
running on screen equals movie gold. The math shows. What is it? Tom Cruise at War of the Worlds dashed in the sky. Yeah, Mission Impossible. Which one is it? Movies featuring Tom Cruise running more than 1,000 feet have a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than movies in which he runs less than that, or not at all. And the same movies make more money at box office with an average inflated international gross of 538 million if he runs for more than 1,000 feet. And it's almost scientific. Like, there's not many exceptions to the rule, if any. The longest film, he ran 3,212 feet in Mission Impossible 3. And then he did, and that was his highest grossing film, which made $133 million.
Wow.
And then, War of the Worlds was second, and that made $234 million. And
he runs a lot in that.
Yeah, he does a lot of running and everything. Like, and he's actually very, very fast. Like, which is like,
he's small. You can get faster.
That's not you see, and you'd think that would be it, but the longer your legs, the faster you run. Look at Usain Bolt; you cover more ground.
Oh yeah,
it's
probably mostly leg.
So anyway, I'm trying to see if there's a correlation between Nick Cage being crazy to his films. So that's what we're trying to work out here.
See, here's the thing: this was a whole bit on Community, the TV show. Anybody ever watch that?
No.
The whole bit about it.
What about Tom Cruise?
Not Tom Cruise. Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Determining whether Nicolas Cage was a good or a bad actor. That's like a whole plot point to an episode.
It's a good debate, great. You know? Like,
yeah.
Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage, though, isn't he? That's
what I mean. He's like, he always...
You know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot of weird films recently.
You know.
He's just done that Five Nights at Freddy's rip-off, hasn't he? That Wonderland one where you
that looks interesting though.
Where he's not locked, where they're not locked. He's not locked in with them. And they're locked in with him. And And he's just done that film Pig, which is basically like his pet pig gets killed or something, and he goes on a rampage. It's basically John Wick with a pig, I think it is. Like,
he does some random shit, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's not scared of taking risks. Anyway,
he's really not.
I feel like
unlike Bruce Willis, who just needs to fucking just calm down.
He's got a whole category at the Razzies this year, hasn't he? He's like
Bruce Willis. I just don't know. I think he's obviously in some real debt or something. He owes
someone has some
money.
Blackmail on him.
Yeah, he's someone's got a gun to his head. Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on, but literally he's making like 10 of those kind of like petrol kind of garage DVD bargain bin things a year. I don't know what he's doing. He's like literally just
last good film
destroying his whole. I did this the other day, and it honestly is like been over a decade. I think it was like Looper, like maybe he done Looper, and then other than that, literally it's been like a decade since he actually made a decent film, and he's been making about 10 a year.
You can't say he doesn't work. That's for sure.
Oh my god, yeah,
that's the problem.
But you just think like, what are you doing? You had such a good filmography.
They all sound terrible as well.
Yeah, they're all the same thing. Like
these are like you've got Fortress 3, Paradise City, White Elephant, Wire Room, Corrective Measures, Die Like Lovers, The Wrong Place, Fortress, Sniper's Eye, Vendetta, A Day to Die, Gasoline Alley, American Siege, Fortress, Deadlock, Apex, Survive the Game, Out of Death instead of Out of Breath. These are so many bad names.
Like you literally have to go. I remember I did it, and I had to go way back. And I think the last good one was Looper. I think that was like early 2010s.
I'm having a look.
But then even then, going back before then, it was just a load of shit. Like,
I guess Between Two Ferns, the movie is probably one of the better films they did. That satirical one. That was,
when you think of you look at his filmography from the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, he was it was like hit after hit after hit.
He was like box office gold. Like it's sad to see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But someone's got some shit on him.
I would guess. They're kind
of. There's a lot of money to the tax man. I don't know.
They're kind of they were good for what they were. Red 2 was probably his last decent film. Like.
Yeah, like that was
or Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, which wasn't a great film, but was obviously box office, I guess in a way. We did that Extraction, but I don't know if that was any good or not. But I suppose he was in Split. Does that count as a success? He was a.
Yeah, I mean that one is at least a. Yeah. It's a proper film, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like all these other things.
Well, in 2010, he did a film called I'm Still Here, and he played Bruce Willis in it, which is ironic because
wow,
he's since probably since they were quite bad. Yeah, since Sin City in 2005, it's been quite downhill since then. Because before that, he did.
Looper aside, because I think Looper was great.
Yeah, there's been a few, because Lucky Number 11 wasn't too bad either. When he did that film, that wasn't too bad. With Josh Hartnett, wasn't it? But, at least then he had, Ocean's 12. He had a cameo in that. The Whole 10 Yards was actually quite fun. The Whole 9 Yards, I think, is actually quite a fun film. It was in Charlie's Angels, I guess, as the voice. But, hey, he had his hit, though, didn't he? Rugrats Go Wild. Spike, 2003. Tears of the Sun was a great film when he did that, the war film.
Look Who's Talking, I don't know, it might be his best role yet.
It could be. He had a really... Actually, when you look at his film, he's always he'll go where the money is. It is all over the place. Even in his best bits. He goes from Die Hard with a Vengeance, unbelievable film. His next film is The Muppets, She Drives Me Crazy, music video short. It's yeah.
I think
what would you say his best role is, Bruce Willis? What do you think is the best performance he's done?
John McClane, isn't it? I mean, that's his. Yeah.
I think that's probably his best film. But Death Becomes Her. He is really good in that film. He's so good in that. That's a great film, Death Becomes Her. Have you seen that one, Vince? I'm guessing.
Nope.
Not. No.
But yeah, I think
you should watch
the
that.
Die Hard films.
It's a dark comedy. It's really good.
Yeah, for me, it is probably Die Hard.
He's very good in The Fifth Element.
He is. Yeah, he's good in that. I think that was kind of like probably peak Bruce Willis stardom. Fifth Element.
What was the... Did he do it? No, he didn't. That wasn't him. No, he wasn't in that, was he? He wasn't in Ghost Ship, was he? No, he wasn't in that.
No.
What was the film that it was The Jackal that came out around the similar time, but that was, yeah. That's when he's hunting, is it?
Oh, and let's not forget, what was it called? I See Dead People.
Oh, Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, what year was that? That was
like 90,
late
2000, maybe. 99.
Yeah. 99, yeah.
Like,
I've completely lost the plot. Were we talking about Nicolas Cage?
We were, but we've gone down the rabbit hole. We've gone off in the Nicolas Cage segment. So
yeah, no. I don't think it deserves to be finished. Let's be real.
But yeah,
I thought we
yeah, we got kind of Nicolas Cage. Yeah,
and I don't know how well that kind of turns into box office numbers, but I think that. Look, well, no, won't we? Because if this Nick Cage film, you can't get any more Nick Cage than
you can. He has to retire after this movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
But he won't.
He won't. He really won't.
Who do you think? Like, last question on this, and this is a genuine question: who has the better filmography, Nicolas Cage or Bruce Willis?
Well, now you've got to just by ratio. Now it's Nick Cage.
Like, Bruce Willis has so many films, but they're
so many bad ones.
So many bad, Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Nicolas Cage has a fair few, but like, this is not just, that Bruce Willis is always going to be aging cop that has to come out of retirement to say something. He follows the Die Hard trend a little too closely.
Bruce Willis has become Sonic.
Blue and runs fast.
Where, like, literally, Sonic is like.
Back in the day, it was good, but now
back in the day, he had a good run of some really good
Sonic's
games.
Big again now,
but it's been so. Yeah, no.
Well, yeah.
Bad.
The movie helped that.
Yeah, up until recently, it was just like a long time of just bad stuff, and it's just like you forget that. Yeah.
Is there a character Bruce Willis could bring back that people would get excited for? Because John McClane, nobody wants to see him play John McClane again. Like,
I don't think anyone wants to see any more Die Hard films.
The thing is, Bruce Willis...
I'd like to see a Die Hard TV series if they just...
Die Hard, as you guys know, probably my favourite action film ever.
Mm-hmm. No, Terminator 2?
And Terminator 2. And Aliens. We said that's the trifecta, right? But I don't rate Bruce Willis I don't think he's like a great actor. You know what I mean? He's not got that range. He's not got like, you're not going to cast him in a role where, although I do love, other than Die Hard, my favorite Bruce Willis film is Unbreakable. I absolutely love Unbreakable.
A very good film, yeah.
And again, he's not like doing anything crazy in that, but I think it's just a good film. Real good film.
But I think Nicolas Cage does have the better range, though.
Yeah, I mean Nicolas Cage.
Lovely enough, yeah.
Yeah, he again, he's always the same kind of thing he's doing, but he can go places. Like he can go to that hysterically crazy, to like, funny and a little bit good. We didn't ever get to see that Superman, you know.
That'd have been
because that would have been interesting. That would have been interesting.
I also like that he auditioned. I don't think he was ever in the running, but he auditioned for Neo in The Matrix. Can you imagine Nicolas Cage?
That would have made the movie significantly better.
I know they offered it to Will Smith and he turned it down, but Nicolas Cage, I know, auditioned for it. Can you imagine him playing... I could imagine him playing Morpheus in a way, because Morpheus is a bit exaggerated at times. Like, but no. But Bruce Willis, to be fair... just have 3 musical albums out. So who's the real winner here?
Yes.
What?
He has. If it don't kill you, it just makes you stronger. He has classic Bruce Willis, and he also has the return of Bruno.
All right.
Is it like Swing? Yeah.
Because what was the TV series he did? Was it like Moonlight? He sang the theme tune to it.
Did he?
Yeah. Or it might have been Mad About You. One of them, he sang the theme. No, it's Moonlight. I think.
That's brilliant.
He sang the theme tune for it. So yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
What a man. What a man. And he could.
You know what? If the MCU does do Ghost Rider, we better fucking get Nicolas Cage back for that.
Can you imagine Nicolas Cage in the MCU?
But it would be fantastic, is all I'm saying.
Maybe they tease you. So they do a Ghost Rider film or TV series, probably. And in the first scene, Nicolas Cage is Ghost Rider and has a accident. And he's an accident. He's like a vehicular accident, and he is no longer Ghost Rider.
Who has the rights to that Ghost Rider?
Nobody has the right to make that film. No, it's Marvel, isn't it?
Yeah. They did 2 Ghost Rider movies. Shockingly,
I don't know how.
You know who's in the second one?
Not Marvel Studios. Was it? Was it Marvel Studios? Obviously, they didn't do Ghost Rider.
I feel like it's either that or Universal. I could be wrong.
Apparently, no, that can't be right. What's that all about? Doctor Strange 2 Ghost Rider announcement. Has Ghost Rider been teased at all in Doctor Strange? I don't think, hasn't it?
Oh, love it. Oh, Sony Pictures Entertainment. Well, that's who did the first Ghost Rider movie.
Sony.
Distributed by Sony Pictures. At least the first film was distributed by Sony Pictures Entertainment. I don't know if they own the rights anymore. Don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love it.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Venom, the Venom films. Yeah. Not seen them. Are they? Would you say they're like appropriate for kids? No.
No.
Okay.
They're PG-13, but still.
No, they're not great.
Okay. That's a shame because they
they're not great.
Love Venom. They love a bit of Venom, and I was like, I showed Harry the trailer for Venom. I was like, this is like what Venom actually looks like, And he's like, I prefer the Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3. I was like, okay, each to their own. But yeah, I wasn't sure whether they'd be okay to watch with them, so I'll skip that.
Here's the thing: IMDb has our answer, right? In the trivia section for Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, 2011. Within the trivia section, it says, after this film, the live-action film rights to Ghost Rider went back to Marvel Studios.
Yeah, because he then appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He did, yeah.
Well, not Nicolas Cage, but yeah. And now, apparently, this is as of 2021, apparently Marvel have picked their next actor who will be playing Ghost Rider in an up-and-coming project. And the rumor is that it is Keanu Reeves. But
see,
never gonna happen.
Months ago.
That'd be so cool, though. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I want him.
I don't think you can waste.
You can't waste Nick Cage, though.
Yeah, I guess.
When are we going to get the Hobgoblin? That's what I care about.
All right.
There's been too many goblins.
Too many goblins.
Bring the Hobgoblin.
Sony's next film after Morbius.
You ever see that Todd McFarlane
Morbius
Spider-Man?
Is not good. Who would have thought?
Oh, no shit. It's got Jared Leto in it.
There's a really cool comic that I've got from the early 90s by Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man comic called Masks. I don't know if you know it. It's
I just thought you were going to talk about Spawn again. That's usually but
yeah.
Hey, kind of another Spawn movie.
Todd McFarlane, best person to ever draw a Spider-Man. Going to say it right now. And it's Ghost Rider and the Hobgoblin. They're like the two villains in it. It's really dark. Like, obviously Todd McFarlane, but for a Spider-Man like comic, it's quite a dark one, but it's pretty cool. But that was my introduction to Ghost Rider as a kid.
My bad.
And he's pretty cool in it. And the Hobgoblin is scary in it. Yeah.
We'll have to wait.
My introduction to Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's
I'll read comics.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Nicolas Cage. The gift that keeps on giving.
It sure is.
Speaking about the gift that keeps on giving, you can go see any of our content over on YouTube or Twitch in VOD form. Head over there to Shifty Crab over on YouTube, or if you want over to Shifty Crab Plays on Twitch if you're watching this on vice versa. You can also find us over on Twitter at CrabShifty, keeping up to date with us there. But this has been the Shifty Crab Podcast. I'd like to thank the wonderful best beard in the business, Mr. Tarnished himself. It is Vince Haley. Vince, thank you for joining us.
Of course. And one question: Do you really want to taste it?
What's that from?
That's from Peacemaker, the fucking intro song. I love it.
Okay.
I was
bad.
worried. I was like,
do you really want to? Do you really?
And that's the end of Vince on Shifty Crab. That's where the line's drawn. Okay, well, no, I do want to watch the show.
Peacemaker.
Hopefully, I'll watch them before we're
so
next
good.
On air. Also joining us after his hiatus, it is the Pun Master General himself. It is Mr. Terry Jeffs. Terry, thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's been good to be back. I've missed this.
Well, I guess I'm back.
I'm guessing I'm back.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good for you to be here. Hopefully, we'll get you on a stream soon in some capacity.
That'd be nice.
So you can join us for some game time.
Yeah.
I have some games lined up that we can all play on one computer, so we could get that. So
if they work,
Ludo.
No, they'll work. I've all downloaded, all tested. We can all play and talk through it. Anyway, I've been Adam, you've been you, and as always, I should probably bring up the screen so I can end the stream. Yeah. Stay shifty.